Valley Sports West, the heart of the fan.
Ohtani showed what he's made of. He's absolutely one of the best players to ever play, if not the best player to ever play the game.
You're a star, here to win. Let it on before you even begin.
It's gone! Shohei Ohtani with his second of the night.
Just got it all working. Got it all working. It's just not fair.
Shohei Ohtani, the spectacular one.
Shohei at the Big A as we welcome to Angels Live pregame show presented by Lexus. Halos coming off a sweep of the Yankees for the first time since 2009. Can you feel the mojo as the Pirates are in town for a three-game weekend series? Here's on tap of the next 30 minutes on a throwback weekend. Love the unis there. Yeah, it's showtime as Shohei takes the mound here tonight. Mickey Moniak climbing the ranks, calling it Mickey Moniak's Clubhouse. Why not? And Silseth, he'll be on set with us live. Yes, after a terrific performance in the finale against the New York Yankees. That and much more happens right here, right now, on a show we like to call Angels Live. Welcome inside the Big A, everybody. Ken French, Tim Salmon, and that is Mark Gubiza, and that was a sweep of the Yankees, gentlemen. You gotta like what you saw there. I don't care if the Yankees are struggling or not. You're still facing a team in pinstripes with a lot of pride, a lot of history over there. And yeah, we're gonna talk about pitching. Pitching was fantastic, gents, over that three-game series. But Tim, you know, Phil Nevin kept saying they played clean baseball, and that is a recipe for success.
Well, it was, especially coming off, you know, what they went one out of their last 10 going into the break. Yeah. So coming out, you know, taking just one against the Astros, you could have maybe snuck another one there, but getting the 3 against the Yankees, again, like you said, it doesn't matter who you're playing. It's a major league team. You got to feel good about the fact the guys went out there and found their game, because coming out of the break, they were a little sketchy those first couple days there, but they found their game. They were able to go out there, pitch clean, hit clean, play defense clean, do all the stuff that you want to do to win. And you know what? At the end of the day, it comes down to momentum, confidence, all that kind of stuff that's what you pull out of the 3-game sweep.
I love you said the mojo. Mr. Mojo rising in there. You know, when you beat the Yankees in 3 games, overall, since the All-Star break, they're really swinging the bats exceptionally well. The batting average of runners in scoring position has dramatically improved. Scoring runs right now. Now you're getting pitching in the last 3 games. Now you have a chance to go on a long winning streak.
Gooby, I'm going to stay with you because the pitching staff was 2-0 with a 1.93 ERA over those 3. Of course, it was Canning, Sandoval, and Silseth who'll be joining us live. But when the ace, Shohei Ohtani, watches that take place, and he has struggled a bit as of late, what does that do for the ace to want to come out here and take that baton?
Well, yeah, that's the thing. When you're going to go on a winning streak, you need your starting pitchers to set the tone. I mean, as much as you love to score runs, when you pitch well, you have a chance to win every single game. And each starter wants to pitch a little bit better than the other one. And then when you have Shohei Ohtani on the mound here today after the off day, what a perfect opportunity for Shohei to go back to dominating the strike zone. He has been solid at home. Still an ERA 2.74 of his last 3 years. He's been outstanding at 2.12. At home as far as pitching, so I expect Shohei Ohtani to go out there and dominate here today, Tim.
Well, you know, Gooby, I'd love to see him dominate, but we know the last couple outings, the big news has been that fingernail, and so it's just going to be interesting to see. I'll be watching to see how that fingernail's affecting him in the early innings. I think he went, like, the first time through the lineup pretty well, but then it caught up with him, so it's going to be interesting for me to watch the early part of the game for me.
He's given up 10 runs, 20 base runners over his last 2. He hasn't lost 3 straight starts, and he's only done that once. The last time was last season. So Shohei Ohtani getting ready to go here. You know, what do you guys expect when it comes, Scooby, back to you again, what do you expect with Shohei dealing with the blister, dealing with the nail, all those things that he's trying to overcome right
Well,
now?
the one thing I'll be looking for, we talked about, remember the other day, Tim, that extension on his pitches. If he's out there in front, you know, he's going to feel good about it. And I think the more he uses his fastball, the less friction you're going to have on the seams of the baseball. So I think he's going to use his fastball a little bit more. It has been a dominating pitch for him so far this season. If he uses it and continues to use it like he has this season, I think you're going to have less stress on every part of his body, whether it's his fingernail or his arm itself, the lower part of his body, because I'll tell you what, his fastball has been outstanding. The four-seam fastball has been virtually unhittable. He has 46 total strikeouts with his fastball. That means his four-seamer and sinker this season. He had 38 all of last season, so dominating with his fastball. Hitters are looking off speed, and they're getting the express instead. That's where you see the jump as far as the four-seam fastball at 42 strikeouts, 168, and a whiff percentage at 29% on a fastball. That's pretty impressive, because usually you only see those type of numbers on a breaking ball.
Well, I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that he came out throwing that sweeper so much early in the year. Hitters were really taking off the fastball. They weren't giving it the respect it deserved. And then you saw him about a month or so ago start adding that fastball in there, and it just changed everything for him. Again, the key for me, though, is that fastball velo. His velo, you take the whole season up until those last two starts, he's been throwing it like 97 miles an hour. But in his last two starts, that's dropped down a couple miles an hour. So the question for me is, when you lose a little bit on that fastball, how does it change your arsenal? Are you going to go to a different pitch? Are you going to throw more? Because you just got done saying that when your fingernail's hurting, maybe you throw more fastballs. Well, he's not throwing it as hard. Does that change, the arsenal? Does that change, the way you go out and throw? What we saw with the walks, maybe he's not throwing the fastballs hard and just trying to locate it and throw for strikes. And we saw him miss the zone a little bit with it. So again, this is part of the curiosity factor for me, is how does this affect his fastball? How does it affect the other pitches he's going to throw?
Well, even though he gets a lot of strikeouts with his fastball, we just showed how many, he's been getting a lot more ground balls this season. So the ground balls and the double plays, he's getting a lot more. So why is it's not a bad thing to throw 93, 94 with a fastball if you get soft contact towards the end of the bat or even the handle of the bat and it's on the ground. It saves a couple of those nasty pitches you need as the game progresses. You don't have to show your number one pitch every single time out the first inning. You noticed, Tim, if you're facing a pitcher and you're throwing the entire arsenal in that first inning, you're going to feel pretty good about that second and third time through.
And one other thing, he was throwing 93 at times, and we're like, hey, has he lost something? All of a sudden, that one inning he got in trouble, he jumped it back up to 98, 99. So he has it in the tank, but it might be just a little bit of, hey, I want to be a little gingerly, just be a little careful with his finger, not overdo it, not try to put the ultimate stress on it, and try to live on the corners of the zone, because a good executed fastball is a great pitch.
But Gooby, he has a tremendous pitching IQ, and that's what makes him so much fun to watch. You don't know what his arsenal is going to be from start to start. That being said, is he going to be creative? Is he going to pitch more to contact? Is he going to soften up a little bit so he can go longer in a game and not aggravate that finger?
Yeah, French, that's a great question there. I think when you look at with Shohei Ohtani, he reads hitters and how they swing against him so well. He actually, when he's even at the plate, he's using that same type of information. But if he sees these hitters going after that sweeper off the plate, he will throw that more. But if he also sees him being late on fastballs, sitting on secondary pitches, he will go with fastballs. We say it so often, he's so creative. He reads the hitters right away. And if he's able to do that for a team he's never faced before, I don't think it's an advantage for the Pirates either, because they've never seen him before. They're reading and see all the highlights of Shohei. So I think at his first inning or so, to see the type of swings he's going to have will dictate how Shohei's going to attack him the rest of the game.
For the first 10 minutes, I've been reading you the entire time, and what I've read is that you got to go.
Yeah. Riddle me this. Well, I'm getting chased out by Chase.
Yes, you are. I like that. Yeah, Chase Silseth is going to be here live, sitting with myself and Tim Sam, and that's because there's a chair vacated by the one and only Mark Kubica. Gooby, thank you so much for spending some time with us. Have a great call here with Patty O. But on the other side, what a performance a couple nights ago that the rookie Chase Silseth had. He'll join us.
How can anyone love a cat more than a dog?
Because cats are adorable.
He struck him out. It's out of here.
Feel it.
I can't wait for this game to start.
He took a home run away.
Live it.
That is as good as it gets.
The big plays.
The beauty of sports is when the hero comes through.
Yeah, the tense moments.
We have an update we must show you. With live look-ins, highlights, and breakdowns.
That might be what it takes to win.
MLB Tonight on MLB Network.
It's a nice steady rhythm to the games now with the pitch timer. Can't look away.
And the pitch. And a ground ball toward the home base hit. They're going to wave him in. He is saved. A walk-off wild one. Oh, wow.
This is Bo Bichette. This is Christopher Russo. And this is the High Heat Hot Seat. Bo Bichette plays hard, so he doesn't end up here. High Heat with Christopher Russo, helping players play harder on MLB Network. Baseball is big on milestones, and so is MLB Network.
750 shows.
Can you believe that?
And they said it wouldn't last.
Celebrate D-Row, Roflo, and Lauren on a special MLB Central, Wednesday at 9 a.m. Eastern on MLB Network.
To Angels Live on Valley Sports is brought to you by your Southern California Lexus dealers. Experience amazing as the Halos taking on the Pirates. First of three in a three-game weekend series here at the Big A. Hey, don't forget to tune in to Angels on Valley Sports West at 6 p.m. on Friday to catch episode 3 of the spectacular Shohei. Gooby and our animated Ohtani will be reliving a memorable 2018 game against the Rangers. You can also watch it anytime after that on the Valley Sports app. That is a darn good Shohei Ohtani right there. Shohei on the mound here tonight. And yes, Shohei Ohtani will be at the plate, and he has been hitting extremely well when he pitches. But you know what? Who's pitching extremely well? How about Chase Silseth joining us live? What's up, man?
Nothing too much. Glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, this is exciting to have you on the pregame show. Coming off 5 2/3, 10 punch-outs. After you were in the pen for a while. You came out. You go down to AAA. I mean, overall, a couple days after, how you feeling about what you're able to accomplish the other night?
Yeah, I mean, it feels great. It's a big confidence booster for me. You know, going back down, I took it as an opportunity. Needed to work on some stuff. Just recalibrate and just keep grinding. And you know, I found a pitch mix that, you know, worked really well. The slider, mixing in with the sinker, and the fastball. Fastball command was a big one the other night as well.
So, Chase, you talk about working on stuff. I mean, let us into a little bit how that happened. I mean, is it about maybe changing your grip? Is it a new grip? Or is it just about getting the bullpen sessions on the side and being able to go out there in a stress-free situation and execute those pitches?
Yeah, so a big... what impacted me big was we were in Tacoma a couple weeks ago, and one of our pitching coordinators was there, Dylan Axelrod, kind of just said, you're trying to do too much with it. The slider, you're trying to make it too nasty, trying to throw it too hard. He's like, if you just kind of stay through your same mechanics like you're staying through the fastball, it's going to be just as fine. You don't have to do too much with it. So then I took it off in there, ran it off from there, just kind of flipping it in there, and it was still doing the same thing even when I tried to rip on it. And then I got that feeling and then just went. You know, the rest is history.
So going back to college, when you were pitching at U of A, did you not have a slider? Was it what was your arsenal then?
Yeah, we had a slider. So it was a fastball, four-seam fastball, the splitter, the slider, and a curveball.
But you just didn't work on the slider. You didn't have the command like you just kind of figured out recently.
Yeah, just definitely, because that was either off or on for me, and here, just off and on, and I wanted to be more consistent because if you can get back into the count with the slider when you don't have to throw the four seam, it keeps them off balance as well to kind of just give you another weapon to use.
So one of the things, you know, you have a great fastball, and I can understand why the Angels brass would have wanted to maybe make you into one of those, you know, middlemen, you know, something to the bullpen. You know, you would see some great value there. But talk about that as a young player coming out of college that's a starter, trying to make the transition to a bullpen guy, trying to be ready every day versus what you've been your whole life as a starter.
Yeah, so whole life started, and making that transition, you know, early was pretty easy. You know, when I came out through, and then waited a couple days through again, but then the third, fourth time out there, I started to kind of feel like, wow, like these guys have a really tough job because recovery is a true thing, and getting ready to be back-to-back or, you know, is difficult.
Was your fastball velocity affected in that way? Or I mean, did you notice any changes in your stuff?
Yeah, I definitely did. I even noticed starting a little you know, cut a little bit, you know, changing mechanics even. Just splitter was cutting, two-seam was cutting, fastball wasn't getting the ride, and also didn't have the velo on it. So I was getting uncomfortable, trying to figure things out, trying to learn, and taking a lot of things in. But ultimately, I just went out there and tried to grind. But it's definitely different. Definitely a different animal coming out from there.
As a young guy going out there on the mound, and obviously first start back since AAA, and you want to go out there and you want to impress, and you're at home, right? We see a lot of young guys empty the tank early, you know, kind of like a reliever. You go out there, you pound the zone, and you show all your arsenal early on. How are you able now to go out there, take a breath, and not show it all, and have 76 pitches through 5 innings? You know what I mean? How do you get to that point?
It's just relax, breathing. You know, you got to take that breath. You know, it's one of those things that is said a lot, but you know, it truly works when you can just relax, take a breath, and go pitch to pitch, and just thinking on pitch to pitch and not or dwelling on the other pitch, because when you dwell on the other pitch, you get mad, and I'm a high competitive guy, and when I dwell on those pitches, it hits me a little bit more and getting more angry. So, you know, just feeling comfortable and breathing was a big thing, and I was thinking more pitch-to-pitch aspect in AAA, and then brought that up here to just pitch-to-pitch, you know. Even in my bullpens, I'd make a bad pitch. The pitching coach would be, hey, you know, make the adjustment right here. You're all right. Make the next pitch. And
okay, so have they told you? We don't know. Are you in the rotation? We don't know yet, do we? Or
you try to break news to him,
no,
Sam?
I don't know. Because here's what I want to ask you. Is your next outing out there, would you would prefer it to be as a starting pitcher, probably, I would imagine? I mean, do you feel like you tapped into something that that you're excited to go back out there and do again as a starter?
Oh, 100%. Even the last couple starts in AAA, when I started to kind of even land the slider, and I knew that I was able to land it by just flipping it in there, and then, you know, when I get 2 strikes, you know, go. But I don't know. Whenever they tell me to pitch, I'm excited. I'm ready for it. Whatever day that is, I'm excited. I'm really excited with the confidence in the last couple outings I've been able to have on feel. It's been, you know, I like to say never too high, never too low, but right now, you know, I'm trying to stay that middle ground, but I'm pretty excited right now with the arsenal and what I've been able to feel the past couple outings.
Great to have you on, man. We highly appreciate taking the time to do it. Congratulations on that start a couple nights ago.
Thank you.
All right, Chase Silseth, our guest here on Angels Live, stopping by to say hi. And you know, this guy has been swinging about, helping the pitching staff. Yeah, we're talking about Moniak mashing, running an 11-game hitting streak. We'll talk about Mickey and his clubhouse next.
If you love baseball, you need to watch Baseball's show of record, MLB Tonight.
We've got a bunch of games kicking off.
Who gets you ready to start the evening? These guys.
With Harold Reynolds, I'm Adnan Burke. Good to have you with us.
Join Harold and Adnan for a first look at the night's matchups.
Shohei Ohtani. We're going to talk about this guy forever.
First take from the players.
Thanks for joining us, man.
Thanks for having me.
And the first of many breakdowns.
Let's put this in perspective.
Then, as your game night continues, stay tuned for the ultimate late-night baseball party. With live look-ins to the night's biggest moments.
MLB Tonight takes you live inside the park.
The best interviews.
I've never asked a player, do you need a blanket? It is kind of cold out there.
And cutting-edge analysis from TV's best former players fresh off the field.
Get your hands up.
There's nothing quite like MLB Tonight.
That is awesome.
This one takes the cake.
This is going to be a big deal tonight.
Exactly. You can't top that.
MLB Tonight, every night on MLB Network.
Live on Valley Sports is brought to you by your Southern California Lexus dealers. Experience amazing. That's what these Angels fans are hoping to experience here tonight at the Big A. Angels have won 4 of their last 5, including a 3-game sweep of the Yankees just 3 days ago. And that was the first sweep of the Yanks since 2009. They hope that momentum can propel them up the AL wildcard standings. Yankees, they pushed them down a little bit. Angels, 4.5 back, 5 games back at Houston. The time is now, Tim Salmon, to get things rolling.
It is now. I mean, they got to go on a run the rest of the year. I mean, it's not. Yeah, they did a really good job against the Yankees. They need to keep it going.
Yeah, got some pretty good, darn good teams there, too, to jump over. So their work is in front of them, but if they keep playing like they did over the last 3 against the Yankees, it certainly is attainable, and it's attainable if Mickey Moniak continues to swing a hot bat. Boy, has he been a nice addition to this Angels lineup. With Trout going out, Adele going out, he's getting regular ABs, riding an 11-game hitting streak.
Yeah, he is, and I really love what he's doing against the fastball right now. He's hitting .328 with a .750 slug, 7 home runs. And what I mean about this is I love the location of the hits he's hitting. He's hitting that fastball. He's centering it. He's evenly dispersed, 33% to center field, 24% to left, and 22% to right. And the reason that excites me so much is because what he does against the off-speed pitch, keeping him competitive, hitting .333 with 4 homers against the off-speed. And look at this all around. Look at those numbers. .331. That's 4th in the major leagues. Slugging .631. That's third in major league. So everything is off the charts right now for this young guy, and I think it all stems from the fact that he's got such a great approach against that fastball. First overall pick back in 2016. The Phillies, he came over in a trade last year. He's getting an opportunity to play every day. His family lives down the street in Carlsbad. His dad came up to me yesterday and said, "Hey, I'm Mr. Moniak. We love what you're doing." And I'm like, "We are so excited to cover your son on a daily basis. Can't tell you enough how great it is to see this kid excel at this level." Also, another guy excelling is Zach Neto. And you know what? He is getting it done, Tim Salmon, not only at the plate, but in the field. He's finding a way to contribute to a win, defensively, offensively, or both. Yeah, what he brings defensively is the key, but I tell you what, we'll take whatever we can get offensively, and he's done a great job. Again, off the fastball, this guy is able to, well, we're going to show defense. I'm kind of reverse right here, but this guy can hit off the fastball, .291 with 6 homers. His heavy spray chart is to right field, and that's what makes him such a good hitter at such a young age, is the fact that he's not afraid to go to right field with those pitches. A lot of times guys want to hit that hard fastball. They want to pull it. They want to get the barrel of the bat out. Not Zach Neto. He's mature beyond his years. The Angels have found a great shortstop, a great young shortstop in Zach Neto.
Yeah, and just a rookie, but look at the impact he has when he plays and when he doesn't play. 14 and 22 when he had the oblique injury. He certainly means a lot to this team. And you know what? The other day when they had that tough loss against Houston on a Sunday, he was here, the last guy to leave the dugout. He's one of those throwback guys. He loves playing this game. He loves playing it hard, and he cares as much as anybody in that clubhouse.
Yeah, he cares, and he's a gamer. I mean, he goes out there, he gives you everything he has. He's ready for every pitch. As a shortstop, you have to be, but he's able to go to the plate and bring you something at the plate. And, he's starting to hit at the top of the lineup, but, a month ago, they had him down in the bottom half when there's a little bit more depth, and he was doing a great job. And in the wins, he's hitting .256 with 5 homers and 17 RBIs. That's tremendous production on that bottom half of the lineup.
Yeah, it certainly is. Okay, we're going to take one more time out here in the program. When we do come back, though, we're going to show you the lineup. This will be backing up this guy. Shohei Ohtani is stepping to the bump here tonight, taking on the Pittsburgh Pirates. Game 1 of a 3-game set at the Big A.
I'ma do what? That's on me. I'm a young boy, but I'll keep it OG. No, you can't shine if you stay low key. That's on me, on me, on me. I'ma do what? That's on me. I'm a young boy, but I'll keep it OG. No, you can't shine if you stay low key. That's on me, on me, on me. Don't want that stuff, but that's on me. Built the house, I got the keys. They say you can't shine if you stay low key. That's on me, on me.
Watch games and coverage all day, every day, your way on MLB Network.
Loco. Bueno, hay que conmemorar la vaina, loco. Una corona que no la mete. Ay, ay, ay. Me debe una. No había visto una ciudad así tan bonita, ¿no? Wow. Como el estadio allá se ve. Pues para la segunda casa.
Dame tu secreto de la vida más.
Yo me disfruto lo más que yo pueda de mi vida.
Salud. La vida más fina.
A lot of fries have been going out the doors at McDonald's as of late after that 3-game sweep of the Yankees. All you got to do is $1 minimum purchase and get yourself a free medium fries. Participating SoCal McDonald's, that's where you need to go. Download and register on the McDonald's app and make kids happy with fries. Absolutely. Here's what the Angels lineup will look like. Backing up Shohei Ohtani, taking on Johan. Oviedo, fire thrower for the Pirates. He's been struggling, coming off a 10 strikeout performance against the Giants, but he hasn't won since May 19th. This is who'll be on him.
You know, I like the fact that you got some fastball hitters here. You can expect from this Pirates organization right now, you're going to be seeing a lot of hard throwers, and we've just got done talking about Neto and Moniak, two guys that can turn the fastball. We know Ohtani can, Ward. We got some fastball hitters in that lineup.
Absolutely. Trey Cowage getting to start at first base as well, batting 8th. But Mickey Moniak, he's been one of the hottest hitters in baseball, riding an 11-game hitting streak as the Angels look to continue their winning streak at home, taking on the Pirates. Patrick and Gooby next.
This is Chris Bryant. This is Christopher Russo. And this is the High Heat Hot Seat. Chris Bryant plays hard so he doesn't end up here. High Heat with Christopher Russo, helping players play harder on MLB Network. You want highlights? Quick Pitch has you covered.
Things are heating up.
Packing all today's biggest plays into one lightning-fast hour.
Oh, my goodness! What a play!
Every game. Every night.
Swing and a miss!
Every highlight that makes the headlines.
Are you kidding me?
Relive today, preview tomorrow.
The quickest way to catch up on all the action? We've got you covered.
On Quick Pitch. Late nights and early mornings, only on MLB Network.
It's like that.
Got him, it stays fair.
Everybody feel it, come around with the rhythm, it's a sound. Everybody get down when we give it to you. It's like that.
The heart of your team. The heart of LA. Valley Sports West. The heart of the fan.
They're lined up to see one man. The spectacular Shohei takes the mound next.
Ohtani showed what he's made of. He's absolutely one of the best players to ever play, if not the best player to ever play the game.
You're a star, here to win. Bet it all before you even begin.
It's gone! Shohei Ohtani with his second of the night. Just got it all working. Got it all working. It's just not fair. Shohei Ohtani, the spectacular one. And tonight's ball game is brought to you by Kia. Ohtani and the Angels welcome in the Pittsburgh Pirates for a three-game weekend throwback series. Let's go. Alongside Mark Gubaza, I'm Patrick O'Neill, because it's Friday. Coming in hot, Angels winning 3 in a row, sweeping the Yankees, and now Shohei on the hill here at home.
Pat, you got to love a throwback weekend. We always talk about Babe Ruth and Shohei Ohtani. That's the ultimate throwback. And what Shohei has done at home over the last 3 seasons, one on the mound, 2.12 ERA, 4th best ERA in Major League Baseball, covering 3 seasons. And then at the plate, Shohei Ohtani at home, 65 home runs at the Big A, most in Major League Baseball. So outstanding ERA at home the last 3 years, unbelievable power at home too with 65 home runs. And he's been unreal on days he pitches, 388 with 5 home runs, swing the bat. So it's going to be a lot of fun tonight.
How about the Halos just keep the pedal to the metal? Shohei Ohtani and the Angels looking to push their winning streak to 4 games and keep pace in that wild card throwback weekend, and it's all because of you. Don't miss it. Ohtani on the hill and the Angels against the Buccos. We got it for you next.
Listen to live Black Ad-free audio from every major league club.
And Aaron Judge with some thump.
Stream video of minor league games.
That's a go-ahead grand slam.
And watch the best baseball highlights and look-ins on MLB Big Inning. The all-new At Bat is your all-in-one live baseball subscription for only $3.99 per month.
There she goes. Home run, Pete Alonso.
Subscribe to At Bat within the MLB app today.
This is Mookie Betts. This is Christopher Russo. And this is the High Heat Hot Seat. Mookie Betts plays hard, so he doesn't end up here. High Heat with Christopher Russo, helping players play harder on MLB Network. You want highlights? Quick Pitch has you covered.
Things are heating up.
Packing all today's biggest plays into one lightning-fast hour.
Oh my goodness, what a play!
Every game. Every night.
Swing and a miss!
Every highlight that makes the headlines.
Are you kidding me?
We live today, preview tomorrow.
The quickest way to catch up on all the action, we've got you covered.
On Quick Pitch. Late nights and early mornings, only on MLB Network.
The league in homers. It's Shohei Ohtani, and you have to see it to believe it.
This is Mookie Betts. This is Christopher Russo. And this is the High Heat Hot Seat. Mookie Betts plays hard, so he doesn't end up here. High Heat with Christopher Russo, helping players play harder on MLB Network.
I'ma do what? That's on me. I'm a young boy, but I'll keep it OG. No, you can't shine if you stay low key. That's on me, on me, on me. I'ma do what? That's on me. I'm a young boy, but I'll keep it OG. No, you can't shine if you stay low key. That's on me, on me, on me. Don't want that stuff, but that's on me. Built the house, I got the keys. They say you can't shine if you stay low key. That's on me, on me.
Watch games and coverage all day, every day, your way on MLB Network.
Hi, I'm J.P. Crawford, shortstop with the Seattle Mariners.
J.P. Crawford flexes his muscles.
I love my experience competing in the pitch, hit, and run when I was a kid. It helped me believe in my skills as a player.
The 1-2 on the way to J.P. And the Mariners win it!
Go show yourself what you're made of and make your way to the national finals at the World Series. Sign up for a free competition near you at pitchhitandrun.com.
We got breaking news.
Wall-to-wall breaking news. The Dodgers get Machado.
It's that time of year
They're the best offense.
where teams make their move.
We are the epicenter of the trade deadline.
The 2023 MLB Trade Deadline Special, August 1st on MLB Network.
Uniforms, how sweet do those look? Sporting a 7-5 record, 3.5 ERA, but Gooby last couple of starts dealing with that, that blister, the cracked fingernail. Wonder what impact we'll have tonight. Phil Nevins says none whatsoever.
Yeah, Patrick, I feel he's going to have a special game here on the mound tonight. We know how well he swings the bat when he pitches, but my go-to is for Shohei to have that dominant performance today on the bump is rely on and pound the zone with his fastball. That four-seam fastball has been very, very special this season, and use that sweeper just off the plate. He has a little bit of troubles with the sweeper when it gets more of the zone, but off the plate, outstanding numbers.
He still leads the majors in opponent batting average at 192, despite the hiccups in the past couple of games. And that's spectacular Shohei, without a doubt. So the Pirates are in town. And the fifth time they've been to Anaheim. Let's take a look at their batting order. Jack Sawinski, Brian Reynolds, Carlos Santana, former Angel, Ji-Man Choi. That's G-Money DHing. That's Henry Davis, Jared Triolo, the rookie, 12-game hitting streak at third. Tucupito Marcano is at shortstop. Eddie Rodriguez just got his first career hit. Nick Gonzalez is at second base for the manager, Derek Shelton of the Bucks.
And the Easton and Easton defense behind Shohei Ohtani. Mike Moustakas at third base. 960 career fielding percentage, 186 double plays turned. You got Neto at short, Rengifo at second, Cabbage back at first base. Matty Thice catching Shohei today. In the outfield, Ward, Moniak, and Renfroe. Interesting thing here with Thice catching Shohei Ohtani.
We haven't seen that very much. Phil Nevin pointing out that, listen, Chad Wallach's been good. He's going to get some run behind the plate, but if this was a playoff game, Matt Thice would be his starting catcher. He's done a great job defensively and certainly provides a bonus with the bat. And quickly ahead of Sawinski, 0-2.
And I think what I've seen over the last month or so from Matt Thice behind the plate, he has been outstanding for me defensively. He's called the game, he's framed pitches well, he's blocked, especially when you have Shohei on the mound. He will bounce some of those pitches when he gets ahead of the count to get a swing and miss, so he's been very, very agile behind the plate.
Ohtani calling his own pitches with the pitch com. What will he dial up here? 0-2. And he bounced that one in there, and a good stop from Matt Thice.
Able to throw a splitter early in the game. That's a good sign.
He's just wanting to see if Matty's ready for later in the game.
And that's important to be able to make sure you keep that in front, because on occasion we've seen it where hitters will be aggressive and swing at that pitch out of the zone.
2-2. Gotta love these throwback unis. It's the whole weekend throwback. Totally rad, right, Gooby? And honoring the 1980s Angels.
Love it. Love these throwbacks. You know me, I love the music.
Yes, you do.
Too.
I know. You've been humming along this whole entire pregame. 2-2 to Sawinski is fouled off at the plate. Strike three, swing and a miss. He got him. Theis throws down, and that's the first out. It is a K for Ohtani.
And that sweeper out of the zone. That's a good sign. A chase just below the strike zone. Theis tried to be able to frame that one just in case it wasn't going to be a swing and didn't have the glove turned properly on that one, but still was able to recover and get him at first base.
So 1 up, 1 down, a strikeout swinging, and brings up Brian Reynolds. You're going to look at a dangerous hitter for the Bucks. It would be this man coming in as Renifo, making a nice play, 2 down.
And Fletch does not live on that one. As we look up the scoreboard, it was Fletch. Ground ball, quick ground ball out. I love that one. Shohei's been getting a lot more ground ball action this year at 45.3% ground ball rate. His career is 43.8.
Number 3 hitter is the veteran Carlos Santana, who has 17 career home runs versus the Angels 11 right here at the Big A. And a breaking ball in there for a strike. Make no mistake, Gooby, huge opportunity for the Angels right now. Pittsburgh 3-12 in the month of July. And you got Detroit coming out these next 6 games. Huge for the team.
Yeah, all it comes down to, if you keep pitching like this, the starting pitching, you have a chance. Threw a curveball the first one, comes back in with a sweeper. So 2 types of breaking balls, very solid for Shohei.
Well outside, 1-2.
That's a splitter. Now he's used all his pitches. He's used his fastball, he's used his splitter, he's used his sweeper, and he's used his curveball. Haven't seen the cutter yet.
Or the screwball. We haven't seen that from Shohei.
Not yet.
2-2.
Oh, there's the cutter. Thing about Carlos Santana, he's always been a patient hitter. There was a strikeout occasionally in that game, but 42 walks this year. Been part of his game throughout his entire career. A very solid career.
And check, no swing. It's Alan Porter, crew chief, down at third base. So full count here to Carlos Santana. Just underway here, and a really nice night for baseball. Great to be with you. Inside, Mark Guba's up. Colin Bathe here with us tonight. And he lost him. That's a 2-out walk.
Let's take a look at the separation and the speeds of the pitches for Shohei Ohtani. Take a look at our StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud. His 4-seam, 2-seam fastballs are going to be very similar as far as velocity. 96.9. His sinkers at 94.6. Splitter just under 89 miles an hour. Cutter, same thing. Sweeper will be about 84, but his curveball, which he's already shown there, that's 76 miles per hour. That's a pretty good take there, a couple of them by Santana.
Yep. Here's Ji-Man Choi. Began his career in the bigs with the Angels. And takes that sweeper upstairs for ball 1. The Pirates were just able to avoid a sweep on Wednesday at home versus the Guardians. And Choi with a big hit in the 7th inning. He broke out that sword at first base. G-Money. He's one of the good ones. 2-0. And snapped a 5-game losing streak for the Pirates, who started pretty good on the season. They were 34-30 at one point. Since then, 8-24.
Good cutter there, especially you got a fastball count. Ji-Man Choi was looking for a fastball. Cutters in that fastball family. That late cut just off the inside corner.
The 2-1. That's popped up. Right field. Hunter Renfroe is there. And the walk stranded. Pretty good start for Shohei and the Angels.
Create amazing work with Fiverr. All you need is your team and a talented freelancer who will lend a hand and seamlessly join your team from just about anywhere. Expand your team with a Fiverr freelancer.
With the Game Time app, I paid 60% less than this guy.
What?
And it's not just sports tickets. It's also concerts.
Performances, too. Oh, come on!
Download Game Time. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed.
Welcome to the Aura Sleep Lab. You need a bit more deep sleep. Getting enough high-quality sleep increases immunity. Why? Because sleep helps fend off sickness. A good night's sleep boosts your number of infection-fighting antibodies and cells. And with your Aura Ring, you can learn how to sleep deep and keep your immunity up. It's like having a sleep lab on your finger. Go to sleep with auraring.com.
If we weren't proud of the craftsmanship and level of detail that go into every pair of Warby Parker glasses, well, we probably wouldn't show you how they're made, including this part, which is our favorite. Wow. And this is also great. Each pair comes standard with lenses that are scratch-resistant, anti-reflective, and UV protective. Try 5 pairs for free at warbyparker.com.
Starting pitcher also leads the league in homers with 35, but in the games he starts, the numbers he puts up as a hitter, you can't really make heads or tails of it. You just have to see it for yourself, really.
I mean, when you're slugging over 700, when you feel that you're going to be tired because you're taxed throwing the baseball, especially as hard as he does, and you mix in 5 home runs, that's really, really impressive.
Let's take a peek at the Irvine Auto Center batting order for the Halos. Zach Neto leading off. Then it's Ohtani and Mickey Moniak. Taylor Ward cleaning up, followed by Mike Moustakas, Matt Thaiss, Hunter Renfroe. Trey Cabbage is in there at first base, and Luis Rengifo at second. Hitting ninth for Phil Nevin and the Halos. They've won 4 of 5, 3 in a row, facing Johan Oviedo for the Pirates.
Oviedo's got a really good fastball. He's 93, 99 slider, curveball change. And he likes his fastball. He will throw it quite a bit.
And Oviedo coming off basically the best start of his career at San Francisco. Went 7, punched out 10, took a no decision. Eventual Giants win. That's in there to Zach Neto. Different team with Zach in the lineup. Gooby coming back from injury. You can look at the win-loss record, of course. That speaks for itself. He provides energy, a lift to this team without a doubt.
Exactly right, Patrick. The energy, the defense at shortstop, and then energy at the plate and on the bases.
Breaking ball upstairs misses, 2-1.
Especially early in counts before he gets to that 2-strike, he will have that leg kick, and he will have some serious power behind that swing if he makes contact, especially against fastballs.
So he gets a pitch to hit here, 2-1. He does hit well, but handled at third by Jared Triolo. Throws him out, and that'll bring up Shohei Ohtani. Good start on the bump. Huge crowd here. The Big A, as usual, always polite. A little tip of the cap towards the Pirates dugout. This is the man they're here to see. There was a line, Gooby, up the concourse ramp just to get into the team store. I want to say about 100, 150 deep.
I'll be honest with you, Patrick. Every day I walk by early and I see how many new jerseys are getting brought in every single day at the team store. It's unbelievable. And a lot of them are 27 and 17.
Couple of global superstars. None bigger than this man right now. Talk of the town, Ohtani. Fouls that one off. It's 1-1. And so considering, oh, look, he's Maverick, Top Gun, throwback weekend.
He is Top Gun here today on the mound and at the plate.
Be his wingman any day. So good count now, 2-1.
See a slider here, throws that a lot, and to get back into counts against lefties. See if Shohei, who hits breaking balls very well.
Solid take. He's really seeing it well now. 3-1.
Already with 56 walks on the season.
4 just the other night. Hitting .306. The 3-1. And that's in there. It's called a strike. Jim Wolf is the home plate umpire, and a good one here tonight. Takes his time out, does Shohei. And you see the 9 homers versus the slider. Oviedo, 5th highest slider percentage in baseball, and that's what Shohei likes to crush.
That was a tough one right there, a backdoor slider. Very difficult to make contact with.
Ooh, that's close, but it just missed downstairs and ball 4.
And the Angels' go-tos to have success against Oviedo today is because their success on the fastballs. Jump on those early fastballs. 7 home runs, a .320 batting average versus his fastball, but then drive the flat slider. It's an effective pitch, but when it's flat, you got to be ready to drive it. 4 home runs allowed on the slider.
The man at the plate right now, red hot, Mickey Moniak. 11-game hitting streak. And takes ball 1. And that's Shohei knowing he's got a little protection right now with Mickey Moniak. Aaron Boone, you know, he pitched to Shohei, even saying because how Mickey Moniak is swinging the bat.
He's been on fire. It was 11-game hit streak going for Moniak.
He chases out of the zone. You look at his numbers. His OPS is the minimum. 150 plate appearances. You have Judge, Ohtani, Seager, Acuna Jr., and Mickey Moniak. He's on the front page of the leaderboard.
He's been very effective driving the ball, too, in that first inning, and then late in the game, very good, too.
That was in the zone, and he swung right through it.
So far in this at-bat, he's gotten a changeup before that slider. Pretty good numbers for Oviedo on his changeup, 205 batting average. Quite a few strikeouts with his slider, 56 of them.
The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Oviedo gets Moniak. 2 down.
Back-to-back sliders. He got away with this one. That's the one we were talking about, that flat one there. If you just stay back just a little longer with your hands, that's the one. If he gets it again, I guarantee you he'll make that adjustment, hit that ball hard.
Yeah, I heard Phil Nevin on MLB radio coming down. He said one thing about Moniak is when he gets that pitch in that box, he hasn't missed it. But that round went to Oviedo. Here's Taylor Ward. That's in there. Another slider. Ward looks out for strike 1. Taylor with now 11 homers and 38 ribbies. Starting to come alive a little bit. See if he can keep this streak going. It's throwback weekend, and the Angels have homered in 18 consecutive games, which ties a franchise record. There's MacGyver.
Yeah.
With the 1982 Angels. 18 straight games with a homer.
You know, MacGyver was always creative. Now with 2 strikes, see, with Taylor Ward could be creative wise as far as with 2 strikes on him.
Fouled away. I think MacGruber ruined MacGyver for a lot of us. Maybe made it better, huh? Producer Max says you got to see the movie. Ohtani at first, 2 down, and once again the 0-2. Oviedo K's Taylor Ward as we head to the second scoreless.
When the details take precedence, the rest falls perfectly into place. We strip away everything but the essential, and what we're left with are thoughtful bedrooms for modern living. Thuma.
If sports fans built a streaming service.
Movies and shows, live TV, more local sports. This is your big 3 that crushes cable.
Andy changed the batteries in all 3 smoke detectors.
Sure, you'll teach her to drive a car. Then use Greenlight and teach her to save up for her own car. Mowing lawns and getting paid. Navigate the world of earning, saving, and investing together. Invest in your best investment. Greenlight.
At Warby Parker, we believe in vision for all. Not just in the sense that we offer lots of frame styles and sizes, because we do. Or that we have glasses, sunglasses, contacts, and eye exams. There's also that. But because we believe everyone has the right to see. So for every pair sold, a pair of glasses is distributed to someone in need. Try 5 pairs for free or visit a nearby store.
phenom, fans were still waiting for that one magical moment on the big stage.
On a warm September day in Texas, Shohei arrived at the home field of the rival Texas Rangers with his bat ready.
Little did fans know that day was another historic day for the Unicorn. Our hero did battle with his bat. 2 huge home runs in a single game. Shohei's multi-home run game helped lift the Angels to the victory that day. This magical display of power would only be a sign of more to come.
Gotta see episode 3, the spectacular Shohei, spectacularly narrated by my guy Mark Gubas. Are you able to promote this with the strike going on, or can you talk about it?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, that was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun doing that. Anytime you get to talk about Shohei Ohtani and how many incredible things he has done in his still early career, he's still young. It's amazing just to be able to go and relive some of those moments.
The manga, the animation just spectacular. Oh, so good.
Anime, I mean, they've done a great job.
Great job. So that's good. Anytime you can also compare Shohei to the great Nolan Ryan, Angels Hall of Famer, 10 strikeouts per 9 innings, Angels all time. The Express did it 4 times. Shohei did it last year. He's on pace this year. In fact, Ohtani with 11.88 Ks per 9 this season would eclipse the record he set last year.
Phenomenal. He's absolutely phenomenal. Right now I'm just looking at some really good balance on the pitching rubber now for Shohei. That didn't miss by a lot, that cutter. But still his balance really impressive early.
Henry Davis, Jared Triolo, and Tucupita Marcana due up here. Top of the second, no score. Angels and the Pirates, and that's up the middle. That's a base hit for Davis. He's now reached base safely in 10 straight games. Wide turn. Oh, maybe a play at first. He's back. As a sniper got Davis momentarily rounding first, but he's back safely. He was thinking too, out of the box, Gooby.
And why would you not? You got to try to be aggressive. You got to press the issue when you're facing somebody as good as Shohei Ohtani. A little bit of a slip. That's when you want to be, as far as infielders, that's why the communication's got to be there to let them know. Back pick at first base, some way to communicate to be able to have a play quick if you could.
Here's Triolo. He has the second longest hitting streak working in the majors, one better than Mickey Moniak. 12 games, 12-game hitting streak in his first 17 games in the big leagues. That'll get it done.
Actually, he's looking over that right side of the infield. He might try to punch something that right side.
Second round pick, University of Houston. Shows bunt, takes a strike, 1-1.
And that was not going to be to get him over. That was to try to push a bunt to the right side, especially where Rengifo was playing. Cabbage holding the base runner first.
Rengifo's about a half a mile away. Not as close to a shift as you can get.
Shohei has such great coverage as an infielder. Once he released the baseball, he's the 5th infielder.
No doubt. Cat-like reflexes, and that 4-seamer at 97 in there. It's 1-2. Taylor Ward playing pretty shallow, and he got it. And that's another strikeout
on a fastball again. I love the fact he has hitters around baseball, whether it's a team that's faced him before or the Pirates have never faced him before. You know, the scouting report is Shohei throws a lot of breaking balls, especially a sweeper with 2 strikes or a splitter. Came with the Express at 98 for a punch out.
And that's why that 4-seamer is so effective this season as compared to last year, because of those secondary pitches around it, how he uses it.
Yep.
Tucupita Marcana. This is exactly what you're talking about, Gooby. The numbers certainly worth showing you. 4-seam fastball comparison last season versus this season.
I mean, all of last season, he had 36 strikeouts with his 4-seam or fastball in general. 43 already this season, and you add in 4 more with his sinker. Amazing the totals on his fastball this season.
Making his 19th start. What about when he's in the strike zone?
And that's the thing too. A lot of times when you throw a fastball in the strike zone, you think it's got a chance of being hit, but it's even better this season. Opponent's batting average is 178. That's down 120 points from last year, and whiff percentage up 7% in zone. That's how effective his fastball has been, and he's getting hitters to look secondary pitches, and he's getting the express instead. So he's being creative and pitching backwards.
So not necessarily any change of location. It's more pitching backwards, correct?
Exactly.
Another swing and a miss.
That's occupied at first base, so he's out at first.
Automatic out. And another strikeout. The runner is able to advance. Back-to-back Ks, so 2 down.
That was a cutter down. Again, and getting that glove turned just enough. Looked like he was thinking about it, and a back pick on that one too for Matt Thaiss. When you haven't caught somebody as effective as Shohei Ohtani, just think about catching that baseball.
Okay.
It's not easy when you haven't caught him a whole lot at all.
Explain that. It has to be, because you're just figuring him out. You know what he throws. You go over the game plan, but until you're out there under the lights.
Especially with the movement he gets, all the different arm angles. I mean, different break on all his pitches. Nothing is the same.
Because that moves a runner up into scoring position. Definitely want to catch this baseball.
Yeah, I don't mean to be in a pass ball on that one.
Yeah. Now this is Endy Rodriguez. He's also a rookie. This is just his 4th career game. Wasn't a great start. He struck out in 7 of his first 8 plate appearances, but he got his first big league knock on Wednesday. It was a ball that had eyes. It was a moment he'll never forget. All those dreams, hard work realized for Endy. Made it to the show and got his first big league hit. And he's sending that baseball back home. Big moment. Well, let's see if Shohei's experience can take care of the rookie. And it's 1-2. Fastball blows right by him.
That's basically right down the heart of the plate. It's that life on it as it goes through the zone. It's almost like Esteves' fastball, 97-90, same as it was in Colorado throughout his career, but it's that life at the end. Swing and miss.
And the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Boy, 3 straight Ks for Ohtani.
Imagine an entire channel dedicated to taking you to the most exciting moments in baseball as they happen.
And it's gone!
With live look-ins to clutch at bats.
A walk-off slam!
And players on the edge of making history.
This could be it! 62!
It's the best seat in the house at every ballpark. All commercial-free.
Can you believe it?
MLB Network Strike Zone. Wednesdays and Fridays, all season long.
I'ma do what? That's on me. I'm a young boy, but I keep it OG. No, you can't shine me, stay low key. That's on me.
Watch games and coverage all day, every day, your way on MLB Network.
It's like that. Got him, it stays fair.
Keep up with every team on MLB Network wherever you go. Just download the MLB app, click MLB Network, and sign in with your TV provider info. Then watch MLB Network all day, every day, your way.
Having a conversation with Ipe, making sure, because the pass ball and actually 2 on strikeouts have gotten past Thaiss. 1 he was able to throw out the runner. And what's this going on?
Right now he's just saying, hey, just worry about catching. Don't worry about the base runner taking that extra secondary lead. Just worry about being in position just to keep that baseball in front. Just trust me. I'm calling the pitches. Just keep that glove right there.
All right, well, that's good conversation to have. It's so important considering it's a new relationship, a new battery, but to have that trust.
But also for Shohei and Ipe to be there and have that conversation to make him feel all right. It's okay. We're going to be fine back there. It's a learning process, but we're going to be fine.
Great point, pal.
I mean, he's a great teammate. Shohei Ohtani is an outstanding. We know how great of a player, but he's an outstanding teammate.
This Halo team hoping to put it all together. Mustakis at the plate.
He was out early, real early
today,
was. Hitting
2 o'clock,
and it was toasty, very warm.
It was.
But he's just wanting to get himself in position where he's get his timing together. He had that good stretch come right out of the All-Star break with that power. He's trying to get that swing together again.
2-2. Curveball, pretty good break. Back-to-back Ks for Johan Oviedo.
A little better as far as batting average against left-handed batters, but power against lefties.
Mustakis sends that baseball out to center field and playable for Jack Sawinski. We're going to bring in Carlin Bathe with us right now. Hey, Carlin.
Hey, Patio. How's it going up there?
It's good. What do you got?
I got some info on Mike Trout. It's been about 2 weeks since he fractured a bone in his left hand, and he spoke in the clubhouse earlier today. Got his stitches out on Wednesday. He's back to throwing some. He's doing some mobility work and also working on his conditioning, but he won't pick up a bat until his wound heals even more. And no specific return date. That 6 to 8 week kind of timeline is still in play right now, and once he starts swinging, they'll have a better outlook on that. And guys, he's still around the clubhouse though a lot. He's in the dugout, he's on the bench, he's talking to guys, he's still being Mike Trout. I talked to Mickey Moniak. You know, how does his presence feel just still being here even though he's injured? He goes, it's gigantic. That's our leader. He's still involved. He's still giving us info on certain pitchers, but I can't help but think what a great opportunity for Mickey Moniak to come in and play some of his best baseball as well while he's just holding it down, guys.
Yeah, 100% there, Carlin.
And he was out with early batting practice, watching the guys, giving some helpful hints with Marcus Timms and Phil Plantier out there.
Oh, nice hack there by Matt Thaiss. He's frustrated. He got the pitch he wanted. It's 1-2. I'll take the under on the 6 weeks on Trout's return.
Definitely.
I mean, he just got the stitches out Wednesday. Thanks for CB for that. And he's a quick healer.
Yeah.
And it's what it is it's a pain tolerance issue with that, you know, that surgery on the hamate bone.
I mean, anytime he gets stitches out, it's that little healing process. But once he's able to grab a hold of the bat,
look out. Yeah, it's getting that scar tissue out of there. But still great news. I know Angels fans are curious about the other injuries. Brandon Drury is getting close. Gooby, not quite ready yet. He's out there with the guys, full count now to Thaiss. If he's not ready to come back next week, might go out on a rehab assignment.
3-2 count coming up for Matty Thaiss here.
What do you got? What's coming?
Feels like a slider's coming. He might be able to go back to the future here.
It's wheelhouse for Thaiss and you. A little soft ground ball to second base. Nick Gonzalez is there.
And our Hyundai key for the game today. We lost a legend today, Tony Bennett. The best is yet to come with that 3-game win streak for the Angels. The pitching staff is getting better. The offense coming out of the blocks in the second half. 7 runs per game. The best is yet to come.
That's a great call, Gooby. Absolutely, Tony Bennett. That song was written for Tony Bennett. Man, I get a kick out of you. I really do. That's a great one.
Oh, he was the best. I mean, when he sang that duet with Lady Gaga just recently, I mean, not that long ago, I still get goosebumps thinking about that. That relationship they had, the duets they were able to do together, it was amazing. What a talent what he was. Just a great human being.
I'd have to put that in the old Spotify playlist for the ride home after a Halo W. Let's go. Hunter Renfroe is at the plate. 2 down.
I sang the national anthem during the 2002 Game 3.
That turned out all right.
I'm not so sure he was rooting for the Angels at that point, but you know what? It turned out all right for the Angels, yes.
He left his heart here in Anaheim. Renfroe with 15 homers, hitting 7th in the lineup, 42 ribs, 21 doubles. Sends that just foul.
Getting him hot would be so important, especially because of his power.
Look at the length of this lineup. Well, Trey Cabbage is on deck. Really nice debut. Nice first week in the bigs for Cabbage. But you're right. See Renfroe. Oh, that's a cue ball off the mound. play. It's short is made as Marcano comes in and throws him out. 1, 2, 3 seconds.
If you love baseball, you need to watch Baseball's Show of Record, MLB Tonight.
We've got a bunch of games kicking off.
Who gets you ready to start the evening? These guys.
With Harold Reynolds, I'm Adnan Burke. Good to have you with us.
Join Harold and Adnan for a first look at the night's matchups.
Shohei Ohtani. We're going to talk about this guy forever.
First take from the players.
Thanks for joining us, man.
Thanks for having me.
And the first of many breakdowns.
Let's put this in perspective.
Then, as your game night continues, stay tuned for the ultimate late-night baseball party. With live look-ins to the night's biggest moments.
MLB Tonight takes you live inside the park.
The best interviews.
I've never asked a player, do you need a blanket? It is kind of cold out there.
And cutting-edge analysis from TV's best former players fresh off the field.
Get your hands up.
There's nothing quite like MLB Tonight.
That is awesome. This one takes the cake.
This is going to be a big deal tonight.
Exactly. You can't top that.
MLB Tonight, every night on MLB Network. You want highlights? Quick Pitch has you covered, packing all today's biggest plays into one lightning-fast hour.
What a play!
We live today, preview tomorrow on Quick Pitch. Late nights and every morning, only on MLB Network.
MLB Tonight has all the bases covered, with live look-ins, highlights, and breakdowns.
MLB Tonight takes you live inside the park.
Every night on MLB Network.
For Shohei Ohtani, the good versus the not so good sweeper in the heart of the zone. He 714 slugging percentage, opponent slugging percentage, but it was on the edges of the zone. We saw that in the first inning. Just a 109 slugging percentage. So get those sweepers towards the outside part of the plate or just off the corner. Very, very effective for Shohei. And that first punch out of the game for Shohei on that sweeper. Below those zones, that's the key, avoiding that heart of the plate for Shohei.
He loves the pitch right now, and it's working for him. There was that little stretch in season when it was getting hammered, but right now he's got it working. One hopper on the sweeper over to Neto, gets Gonzalez one down. Guess who joins us right now? Kingfish. Angels Hall of Famer Tim Salmon.
He's sweeping in right now.
Yeah,
he's bringing in the sweeper. Bring in the sweeper, Tim.
What's up, partner? How are you?
Doing good.
You've been watching this game, and we're just breaking down the sweeper from Ohtani. What do you like about the pitch so far?
Well, I like the sweeper. I don't like the frequency sometimes. I was a good off-speed hitter, and it was one of those things. You throw it enough to a good hitter, but these are young hitters. I get it. I mean, hey, throw it. Let's see what kind of adjustments.
Are you saying you would crush his sweeper?
Oh, I'm not saying I'd crush it, but I'm telling you, I think I'd have a fighting chance against a guy, if I knew he was throwing a lot of them.
There you go. I like it. That's the confidence you had. Jack Sawinski, he struck out to lead off the game.
We've seen that good four-seam fastball like we talked about in the pregame show. That sets up that sweeper because he can get the edges on that and get a swing and miss.
I tell you what, and I've said this all along, I mean, you've got to have a good fastball just to keep the hitter honest. And if you're not doing a good job keeping him honest, they're going to sit on the other stuff. And that was the issue with Ohtani about 6 weeks ago. We talked about it. It was like, hey, just throw that fast. Hey, don't be afraid to spin the lid. Don't be afraid to hit one of these guys, because his fastball is just, it's so good in itself, but he got away from it, it seemed like, for a while there.
Found by Sawinski, counts 2-2, 1 out. Already 4 Ks in the game for Ohtani, but just looking at, you mentioned the balance, Scooby, what we saw in the last couple of starts, looks like a different guy here.
Yeah, definitely. And when you look at this lineup for the Pirates, this is the one guy that's a power threat. So this is the one you got to avoid that middle part of the plate. If you're throwing a sweeper like you struck him out the first time, you got to get it below the zone or just off the inside corner.
And 19 long balls for Sawinski.
Well, Gooby, we talked about where did the splitty go? I mean, the splitty is such a good pitch. I saw him. I actually got a glimpse down on the pregame show of him working on his grip and throwing a few. I'm like, I wonder if he's going to throw a little bit more today.
Yeah, a couple of them in the first inning, too. That's the thing. If he feels comfortable with that, that's such a devastating pitch. It was the best pitch in the game just a few years ago.
That's a beauty. Breaks it in. The sweeper backs in there for a called strike 3.
Again, working on the edges with the sweeper. It was all set up by a late swing on a 97-mile-an-hour fastball, that same plane. Now, Tim is a hitter. I'm throwing a fastball that plane. If it on a sweeper like that, it frees you at times because you're thinking it's going to be off the plate and he brings it back?
Yeah, the sweeper to me, I mean, I would have, like, if it was a normal slider, I'm like, why are you speeding up his bat? But the sweeper has so much width coverage that I think the batter just thought it was going to come on the plate.
Brian Reynolds now 2 down. Still scoreless, top of the third here at the Big A. What a crowd tonight.
It's all about the fanny pack, too, and the guy on the mound here today. That's a good combination.
What do you think of these unis? The fanny pack giveaway, the throwbacks. That's out towards left field. Long run. Taylor Ward has room, and he makes the play. Oh, Shohei Ohtani starting to feel it here in Anaheim.
It's a nice steady rhythm to the games now with the pitch timer. Can't look away.
And the pitch. And a ground ball toward the home base hit. They're going to wave him in. He is saved. A walk-off wild one. Oh, wow.
This is Mookie Betts. This is Christopher Russo. And this is the High Heat Hot Seat. Mookie Betts plays hard, so he doesn't end up here. High Heat with Christopher Russo, helping players play harder on MLB Network. Keep up with every team on MLB Network wherever you go. Just download the MLB app, click MLB Network, and sign in with your TV provider info. Then watch MLB Network all day, every day, your way. MLB Tonight, the ultimate late-night baseball party.
Oh, man.
With live look-ins to the night's biggest moments.
How hot was that?
That's money.
What?
The best interviews.
I've never asked a player, do you need a blanket? It is kind of cold out there.
And cutting-edge analysis from TV's best former players fresh off the field.
Get your hands up.
There's nothing quite like MLB Tonight.
This is going to be a big deal tonight.
This one takes the cake.
That is awesome.
MLB Tonight, late nights on MLB Network.
Cuba, Johan Oviedo is just one of the many pitchers in baseball that throw 95 plus. Since 2008, the year it started to be tracked, it's gone up from 7.6 in 08 and way up in 2023 to 17% with Tim Salmon and Gooby, who could throw 95 plus, and Cabbage at the plate. How do you handle 95 plus at the plate?
Well, Garrett would have been a better interview for that. You know, I became a better fastball hitter. You know, we were talking like above the speed limit fastball hitter later in my career. Earlier, you know, probably the first 5 to 7, 8 years, I had a speed limit, and it's not uncommon. I talked to the greats. I mean, I talked to Piazza about this, or A-Rod, or Manny. I mean, we were guys that we were going to cover, you know, 2 or 3 pitches in that arsenal. We wanted to make sure we were able to cover the slider or the curveball. Well, you got to give something up on that fastball, and when you do it every day, guess what? All of a sudden, a guy throws 95. It's like buy ya, and you don't know how to make the adjustment. So, you know, I think as I got older, my keys were really about just learning my body and understanding you got to get your hands set earlier. Now, I know sometimes people talk about they get the foot down. The hands and the feet work together. And so to me, it was kind of like, you know, if I go in there and I hit off the machine and the underneath, I don't even have to stride. I can say I have no stride, but as long as my hands get set early, that's how you hit it. And that was, as I got older and I really understood my swing better, that's the adjustment I had to make.
And Tim, does it feel like because pitchers don't throw a lot of fastballs anymore, does that make it even more difficult to hit that 95 because you're dealing with so many different secondary pitches? In your day, in my day, I was throwing a lot of fastballs, a high percentage of fastballs.
Yeah, you were, but in our day too, I mean, the strike zone was a little different, so you also had a lot of middle relievers. You had a lot of guys that knew how to expand the zone, and they knew how to nitpick and hit corners, and do, you know, and I could really cover those guys well. But it was the guys like yourself that had that big, heavy fastball, or the Clements. I had to cheat on it, and it's not a good feeling as a hitter when you're feeling like you have to cheat on a pitch.
Right now, Oviedo's retired 7 consecutive batters, so he's starting to feel it on the hill. 2 down. Angels turn the Batting order over to Zach Neto, and Ohtani's going to be on deck.
Second time through now. You never faced a pitcher before. It's got to be a thing where that second time through you feel a little bit better going against
It's interesting here real quick that the note on Neto, this is a guy, and he's probably looking fastball, gets the slider. If you see it one more time, he hits 95 plus really well. What have you seen? Because he gets that high leg kick.
Yeah. Well, you just saw him chase at a slider. He thought it was a fastball. I mean, he's committed to the fastball, and guys that are committed to good fastball, they're going to struggle against a good tight slider.
Take a look at our Frontier play sense. You talk about getting that foot down on that high velocity fastball and what he was able to do against Framber Valdez, who doesn't give up many home runs at all, but he was still able to get down on a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. He's able to get that swing through and launch that baseball on 95 plus because those hands are in position to make good contact on the fastball.
Yeah, his high leg kick is all about, you watch his hands. You know, as soon as you watch his leg kick, his hands are starting to move. That to me is telling me he's getting his hands loaded.
Won't see that leg kick with 2 strikes to the shortstop, and Marcano is there. Oviedo dealing for the Pirates.
This is Mookie Betts. This is Christopher Russo. And this is the High Heat Hot Seat. Mookie Betts plays hard, so he doesn't end up here. High Heat with Christopher Russo, helping players play harder on MLB Network.
2 out, and now they're down to their final strike.
Now goes into his windup. And a ground ball up the middle. Great diving stop. Oh, what a pick. Off balanced up. Out at first base. What a play. Stop it.
Live black athlete audio from every major league club, video of minor league games, plus highlights and look-ins on MLB Big Inning. The all-new At Bat is only $3.99 per month. Subscribe within the MLB app today.
Imagine an entire channel dedicated to taking you to the most exciting moments in baseball as they happen.
It's gone!
With live look-ins to clutch at bats.
A walk-off flare!
And players on the edge of making history.
This could be it! 62!
It's the best seat in the house at every ballpark. All commercial-free.
Can you believe it?
MLB Network Strike Zone. Wednesdays and Fridays, all season long. Sunday, on the next episode of MLB's Carded, join Greg Amsinger for a look at all things cardboard, from vintage to modern. We've got it covered. MLB's Carded, Sunday at 7:30 a.m. Eastern on MLB Network.
Time machine to Mike Witt's perfect game, and you got the throwback uniforms here going on, and we're looking Witt perfecto. What do you guys remember about this?
Bobby Grich is at first base and Bob Boone behind the plate.
And Witt throwing out the first pitch here tonight, number 39, throwing to Griffin Canning, who he coached at a high school at Santa Margarita. It all comes together. Gooby, you coached at Chaminade against
Witt. I'll tell you what, he always had a nice smile on his face, but he was a very tough competitor. We're playing him. We had some pretty good players at Chaminade, and then all of a sudden I saw one of our hitters get dusted, and I was screaming over to Witt. I go, what are you doing? He just started smiling at me. I go, oh, now we're going there. Like, yeah. These are kids out there.
Hey, that winner, that was on the last day of the season, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was a getaway day, like nobody's going anywhere, let's just get out of here. But good for him. I mean, what an accomplishment right there.
I'll tell you what, he was incredibly competitive. His curveball was one of those curveballs. You remember you always hear that? You say, you can hear it crossing the plate. It was nasty, but he would buzz you in a second if he felt you were comfortable in the batter's box, believe me.
Big time pitcher, won over 100 games for the Angels. Mike Witt, I watched him walk in. That's a giant of a man, too.
Oh, yeah.
He's a big man.
Yeah, he's tall. I mean, he's like a Randy Johnson equivalent on the other side. I mean, you know, he threw straight over the top. So the ball, I mean, it was like the planes that was coming out of. We were like, what? And then he threw that big curveball, and it'd start way up here. I remember in New York, Yankee Stadium day game, I caught him at the end of his career, right? He doesn't have the fastball like he used to, but he still had this. Man, he struck me out my first 2 at-bats, and I had no chance. I was a pretty good off-speed hitter. I had no chance hitting that curveball. And my third time up, he had me 0-2, and I cued one right off the end of my bat, and it was rolling down the first base line. I'm saying, stay fair, stay fair, stay fair, because I didn't want to strike out for the third time off him.
Did you ever get him?
No,
Never got him.
No.
Yeah.
I only faced him. I think that might be the only time I faced him. But
I like this now. That's twice now in this game for Shohei Ohtani, which is important as we go forward. He's had 2 one-pitch outs.
You gotta love
We were
that.
talking about that in the pregame show. It's okay not to, throw that nasty fastball. Get that quick little out with a fastball first pitch.
Nice play by Moustakas. Practically a shift over there. He's like at shortstop, but you see Neto playing. It's fair. He's practically right behind second base. As you got the lefty G-man Shohei. Ohtani has retired 7 in a row since that leadoff single by Henry Davis in the second.
Well, Ohtani's one of these guys that, when he's got a fingernail issue, you're kind of like, hey, why don't you just pitch the contact? Get some easy outs. Your stuff's still good, but he's just so good that even maybe when he's not trying, when he is taking a little bit off, it's still tough for the hitters to square it up, and they'll foul it off.
Maybe there isn't a fingernail issue, right? Last game it was a supposed blister. Maybe it's completely healed. Isn't that possible?
Well, yes, you'd like to think so.
The way he's pitching sure looks like it. I mean, there was a question in the hot night. You got the sweat and the friction, and maybe that might cause something to get heated up a little bit.
Well, the thing, too, is when you're facing Shohei Ohtani as a hitter, there's so many pitches you have to deal with, too. So, and you're right on that one, Tim. Okay, you might throw that get-over fastball, but they're thinking, okay, he's throwing a get-over sweeper. It could be a cutter. It could be a curveball. It could be a splitter. I mean, it's any number
hard to
of
sit
pitches,
on one pitch.
And get those quick outs. So to get 2 one-pitch outs today, that's very important for him.
Yeah, a lot of the strikeout, pitchers, it's kind of a double-edged sword. They have swing and miss stuff, but sometimes when they're not going good, you're just wishing that because you want to keep those pitch counts down. They just put some balls in play, but they're not because they're it's such a good pitch that they're swinging and missing or swinging and fouling it off, and then you end up throwing 4 and 5 pitches to every batter to eventually strike them out. Maybe
Looking for another strikeout. 1-2 to Choi.
It's really hard for Shohei Ohtani to have a Maddox game. In other words, be that 90 pitch right around there in 9 innings. It's too hard.
Yeah.
Even though Maddox, and he'll say the same thing. I mean, he was all about location and going around all the quadrants in the strike zone. That maybe he could have threw a little bit harder, but if he was going to get hitters to get out in front, make contact, he was fine with that. It's so hard for Shohei to be able to go into like the 7th or 8th inning with only 90 pitches.
That's hammered, and that's no doubt about it. G-Man Choi puts the Bucks on the board. Solo home run, 1-0, Pittsburgh.
The cutter was a lot of the plate. It's the 15th home run that Shohei Ohtani has allowed, the 10th versus left-handed batters. Not a high batting average. It's a 203. That cutter's just right there in that spot. Almost like when we talk about that sweeper, when it gets more the heart of the plate, that's basically what it is.
I know it said cutter right there, but boy, that rotation right there, that looks like a slider rotation. I just wonder, to me, a cutter is like, I think Mariano Rivera, it's like, it's hard and it's moving. That one just, boy, it just seemed like it stayed up in the middle of the zone right there for him.
Henry Davis now the batter, and Pittsburgh strikes first, a 1-0 lead.
Second time through against Shohei, a little better success for hitters. 115 first time through, 254 second, 217 third.
And the second hit that Ohtani allowed, the first one was to this man at the plate, Henry Davis. For Choi, that was his 5th homer of the year. Former Angel, G-Money. And that one is hit pretty well. Ward going back, and that one is gone. Way back there, Davis goes yard, back-to-back jacks for the Pirates, and it's 2-0.
That's a sweeper again. Another non-fastball hit out. And he knew it off the bat.
Well, again, that's where it comes back to. You threw the cutter, which to me, that based on the shot we had, the cutter looked like a slider to me, and then now you have a sweeper that is a slider that breaks a little bit more. It's almost back-to-back pitches. You showed them the same thing. I mean, it would have been, it's always hindsight, right? 2020. You'd like to mix a fastball in there. Speed him back up, slow him down, speed him up, slow him down. But Shohei's had such great success with that sweeper. When he executes it, it throws it to the location he wants to throw it to. Over the middle of the plate, probably going to get hit.
Well, trouble here for Shohei in the fourth. Back-to-back home runs does not happen often.
It happened down in San Diego.
The first time, right? So Jared Triolo, it's going to be a tough out. Struck out his first time up, but the rookie is working on a 12-game hitting streak.
Yeah, Gooby, we were talking on the pregame show about if you got a fingernail issue, you know, what are the kinds of pitches that maybe bother it? And, you know, was he feeling confident now being able to throw that sweeper slider again? And maybe now he just doesn't have the location he wants?
Yeah, because again, that was another pretty good swing on a cutter there too against him. That's why I would think maybe that's why you try that splitter now. Because I think most times, I know when I throw a breaking ball, you see him looking down at that finger again, you're going to put a lot of pressure on the seam of the baseball. That's how you create that spin on a breaking ball, whether it's a cutter or slider.
13-game hitting streak now for Triolo. 3 straight hits, 2 of them home runs, and a 2-out, 1-out single for Triolo.
That's a good piece of hitting, though. 97 fastball the other way. Tip your cap right there. He earned it right there.
He stayed right on it. How short was that?
That was great. What a great swing.
These two, the battery, first time working together, talking things over. So let's give you a quick word from Hyundai.
It's your journey. Own every mile in the Hyundai Tucson with America's best warranty.
You know, Tim Salmon joining us. We were talking a little bit down in the dugout how for you, it didn't matter how much scouting you did on the pitcher. You had to see him at the plate. And the second time through, you had a better idea.
For sure, without a doubt. And, you know, coming into this, the guy's probably a little wide-eyed. Oh, it's Shohei Ohtani and all the hype and everything. And that first at bat, maybe the ball blurs a little bit on you. It's a little faster. You're jumping. But second time through, yeah, for sure. Any pitcher, any starting pitcher, the more you can see them, the more you dialed in on their release point and how the ball was coming out of their hand, what the spin looked like, start picking it up better. But I will say, I mean, that's a pretty impressive adjustment there to hit back-to-back homers.
Yeah.
Still Shohei Ohtani. But he made 2 mistakes. So, yeah, I mean, he's human. If you make a mistake over the middle of the plate, it's going to get hit.
Ohtani is there. Little chopper from Marcana. And there's 2 outs.
I mean, you're at home, you're looking at, you think that's a routine play, but it's not. A lot of times you start looking to second base, and then all of a sudden you make an odd throw over the first base. Shohei knew there was never going to be a play at second, under control, and gets that out at first base.
Yeah, I always tell my kids, I said, how often do you practice making that odd throw? That little soft throw? You never do. So throw the ball over there hard, because everybody wants to get and then lob it, and then they lob it over the first baseman's head. I said, throw the throw that you practice throwing all the time. Put a little bit on it.
You don't want your pitchers running over to first base and just handing it underhand because they're nervous.
I just don't want to pull a hammy doing it.
Big leaguers are doing that all the time. Right? The big leaguers do not. They struggle with that throw.
Again, you know, you always yell, even the step and throw, you know.
Andy Rodriguez rolls that over. Rengifo is there. However, the Pirates strike for 2 home runs, and Shohei looking for revenge. He'll lead off.
This is Mookie Betts. This is Christopher Russo. And this is the High Heat Hot Seat. Mookie Betts plays hard, so he doesn't end up here. High Heat with Christopher Russo, helping players play harder on MLB Network.
2 out, and now they're down to their final strike.
Now goes into his windup. And a ground ball up the middle. Great diving stop. Oh, what a pick. Off balance out at first base. What a play. Stop it.
Live black ad-free audio from every major league club. Video of minor league games. Plus highlights and look-ins on MLB Big Inning. The all-new At Bat is only $3.99 per month. Subscribe within the MLB app today.
comparison, and you know, it's apropos because the only players in baseball history with 35+ homers, 5+ triples, 10+ stolen bases in the team's first 100 games, these two guys, Shohei and the Babe. Kingfish, your thoughts?
Thoughts? Babe did it in a different generation. I mean, I got to believe what Shohei's doing in this generation. I mean, I got to give it a little bit more credence. I mean, the game was a little different in 1920 than it is right now with all the scouting and the refinement of the game and the refinement of pitching. And, you're not facing guys, 5 times a game. And it's a harder game today.
It's so hard to hit. You're facing a guy maybe 2-3 times through the lineup. Then you're facing a guy throwing about 900 miles an hour out of the bullpen the next couple of at-bats.
Yeah. I mean, even in my day, you'd face those starters, the third time through, you'd usually get them. And these guys don't have opportunities to face guys 3 times anymore.
Good count here, 2-0. Halos looking for their first hit.
Well, even 2-0 lead, still not be willing to go after Shohei here. I think Shohei's going to be swinging though.
Let's see. And the boos are coming down. The crowd wants Oviedo to pitch to him. And that's called a strike, 3-1.
That's a good take. That's a pitcher's pitch right there.
96 at the top of the zone.
Yeah, right on the corner. Yeah, that's the lonely man there on the corner.
Shohei, the only Angel to reach. And that was a walk in the first. 3-2.
I hated 3-0 sometimes. I at the end of my career, I ended up swinging 3-0 because what you end up doing is you give the guy a free strike, and then he comes back and he throws off speed, and now he's playing with house money, and you don't know what's coming. It's not the fastball anymore. You end up walking back to the dugout. I was just 3-0, so I finally got to the point where, hey, if I'm feeling good, I'm swinging.
Fastball downstairs, and that's the second walk. And for Shohei, Carlin Bade, you got a special guest, the Chargers' first-round pick.
Absolutely, and that's Quentin Johnston. He was picked this year, 2023 draft. We're hanging out in the suite with all of his fellow rookies. They're starting camp next week, but figured they'd enjoy some downtime here. Quentin, tell me, how much fun are you having at your very first Angels baseball game?
Yeah, like you said, this is my very first game, so I'm just here for the experience with my guys. It's been very fun.
And how excited are you to start camp next week with this team?
I'm very excited. Obviously, this is my rookie season. I got a lot to prove, so I'm ready for it.
And looking for the first hit for the Angels. That's going to be off the wall. Mickey Moniak extends his hitting streak. Ball is bobbled out there and right. Ohtani being sent. The throw to the plate, not in time. He scores. Halos on the board. Double for Moniak. It's 2-1.
Right on cue with these perfect athletes playing here with the football in town here, watching this game. What a swing by Moniak. That baseball jumped off his bat.
You know what I love about Moniak? His first at bat, he struck out, I believe, on a slider. The ability for him to make these in-game adjustments and go up there and almost, I'm not going to say he's sitting on it, but you know what? He made an adjustment and he hit a slider to right center field. If he was just reacting to that, that might have been a ball you pull foul. The fact that he kept it play, that tells me a lot about his maturity at the plate right now.
Moniak extending his hitting streak to 12 games. Here's Taylor Ward inside. Carlin, back to you. Our good luck charm, Quentin Davis.
Absolutely. He is our good luck charm.
Quentin Johnston, excuse me.
My goodness, Quentin, that was a nice little pause in the interview there just to sit back and watch that one happen. Something that I was told about you, when you were drafted, you told your mom, you were going to take care of her. She was going to have to retire. Did you guys just have a retirement party for her or what?
Yeah, so a few weeks ago, I just threw her, a big retirement party. So she's officially retired. She's happy. She can go do whatever she want to do, take any trips she want to take. That was kind of my promise to her, a long time ago. She's obviously done a lot for me to get to this point. Now it's my turn to get back to her.
Before I let you go, we have a TCU alum in the truck right now, Andrew Davis. He wants to know how it felt when he had that 75-yard touchdown against Michigan when you're with the Horned Frogs, man.
Yeah, no, I relived that moment a lot. It was amazing, honestly. Obviously, a big play that we needed. I was there for it. Good block, and I got a shout out my guys on the outside on the other side because they went straight to the block, and I caught it, made one guy missing, seen nothing but green. So it's history from there. So it was a fun experience.
Sure, it's a moment you're never going to forget. Neither is Andrew. He's never going to forget that one. And hey, man, can't wait to see your career blossom. We've been told you've got limitless potential. That's what your coaches have been saying. So take care. Thanks for doing this.
Yeah, I appreciate you.
All right, Patrick, back to you guys.
Carlin, can you just ask Quinn? Does he recommend I draft him in my fantasy football league?
Oh, sure. our play-by-play host would like to know, when should he draft you in fantasy football?
As soon as possible. Immediately, yeah, for sure. That's my answer.
All right.
All right, Patty, you got that answer.
I might spend a third-round pick on him, Quentin Johnston.
Yeah, that's
TCU.
really cool. That's really cool. I mean, they're going to be really good. You got to watch out for them. They're good.
Yeah, you played some catch with Justin Herbert, did you not?
Yes, and my thumb was killing me for quite some time. I'll tell you what, he was phenomenal. That team is going to be dangerous this year. Even though the Chiefs are in that same division, watch out for them.
How about what's going on right here? Because this is an important moment. It's a huge game. And, Q up there with CB helping things out. We got first and second, nobody out. Mickey Moniak got the air out in center field. Nice send by Hasselman. Something cooking right here.
Yeah, you're talking about second time through the lineup. I mean, the Angels made an adjustment as well. You got the big hit from Moniak. Got another walk by Ward right there, being able to lay off some pitches. So hopefully Moose can take advantage of the situation right here and come up with a big hit.
I was thinking maybe an error might be charged, but right now none is shown, so that should be double and an RBI for Mickey Moniak.
Because they were throwing it in. They didn't get to the cutoff man. They threw it at second base.
That's right.
Because of that, Hasselman was sending Shohei all the way home. By the way, that's the starting pitcher scoring all the way from first on that one.
Yeah. The one that leads all of baseball in homers.
Yes.
Has 11 stolen bases and 7 triples.
Yeah, don't pull a hammy. That's
Kidney runs like a deer.
He has given up 4 home runs on his slider. If you throw enough sliders, we talked about that too. Enough. He's throwing about 40% of his pitches are slider. Yeah, it can get a swing and miss, but you throw enough of them, one of those flattens out, and that's exactly what happened with Moniak on that swing. And then hopefully the same thing will happen with Moustakas here.
I mean, Moose is your wily veteran that might be able to set up a pitcher and look for a pitch.
So now you feel he's got to be looking. I think he's got to be looking slider here now. There was a time 2-1 you were getting fastball, Tim. That's long gone. So that high percentage sliders.
Time called.
Wait a minute, I thought that was the second one called. No call on that one.
2 on, nobody out. 2-1 count. To Mike Moustakas, it's a 2-1 game. Johan Oviedo in a bit of trouble.
You know, if he could do anything just to move Moniak to third and at least make a productive out, at the very least, that would be. There it is.
There you called it.
That's a productive out.
You called it, Tim Salmon. Tim Salmon calls it. There it is, Moustakas. 3-run jack. And the Angels take a big lead.
There was that slider, Gooby. Yep. We talked about it, yep.
The Moose is loose. I'll tell you what, I love his reaction. His teammates love him. He hasn't been here for more than a minute yet, and his teammates love him. His reaction, he gets to that dugout right now. He is a high-energy guy. He has been a winner his entire life on the baseball field. And the Moose is loose.
Give the man the caboodle. And the salute to the pen. Bam. What an inning here. Angels break it open 4-1. 4-2, bottom 4. And out towards left center field. A nice play made to take a hit away from Matt Theis by Reynolds. But back to the pitch that Moustakas crushed.
Slider hard to the plate, right down in that happy zone for a left-handed swing, and he did not miss that one. He crushed that one. Going 403 feet, exit velocity just under 104 miles per hour.
Well, that's a great approach right there. And again, you know, if a guy's sitting dead red, he's going to pull that pitch foul. When you see guys that square those balls up, like you saw Moniak and Moustakas right there, I'm telling you that either it's in the back of their mind at the very least, but they have the right approach on that fastball. They're trying to stay middle of the field. It's going to keep you square on that off-speed pitch and at least keep it fair, but really get something behind it.
And he's hit breaking balls so well this season. I mean, he knew in his mind after that fastball up and in there, it was going to be a slider, and he was right on it.
You know, you've heard me say this, Gooby. My first year in the big leagues, we're in Minnesota, and Chili Davis and I are in the cage down there in Minnesota. You know, they had the one cage where both teams would use a little bit, and ran into Kirby Puckett. And I had my one option. Hey, what's the one piece of advice you'd give me? He says, when you got a runner on second base, hit curveball. And I was like, oh, I can do that. But, you know, it really helped me feel that, you know, that is the case. I mean, guys pitchers are pretty predictable, nobody on base, but boy, when they get on, well, I'm sorry, they're very predictable when they get runners on base, because then you can go back and you can look at those at-bats and see how they do it. And most of the time, they don't want to throw a big guy like me a fastball down the middle.
No.
You know, they might throw one on the corners. Well, I don't want to swing at that. I'm going to swing at a mistake, and the mistake is going to be usually an off-speed pitch over the heart of the plate.
I mean, forever, you know, when you think about it, when you're trying to get that big out, you're going to go with something you can spin. Yeah. So you're going to go after it. So that's the right approach you got to have against that too. But you go back to how this inning unfolds. Shohei Ohtani's leading off this inning. Shohei's down 2-0. And out there on the mound, you think, okay, what? The worst case scenario, it's 2-1. But that walk, and all of a sudden, snowball effect.
Hey, leadoff walk, score.
Yeah. Remember, you mentioned Minnesota there. Remember they had the little ghost walks will haunt at the Metrodome? Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. It was a different era. I mean, walks were important, and yeah, sitting off speed. I mean, I learned from some of the best early on about learning how to hit the off-speed pitches. So,
Trey Cabbage with 2 down and a 4-2 Halo lead, looking for his first career home run in the bigs, mashing it.
He's got great power to left center field.
He does.
He's going to drive one if he tries a backdoor slider or a fastball away. That could be the pitch to drive that way.
But I think if he just can get enough at bats to relax and take that same swing, I've seen him take some swings where, you know, he's pulling off pitches. And again, that's just, you just got called up. There's a lot of excitement, a lot of energy. You just hope he can get enough at bats just to settle in and be that hitter he was. I remember my first call up. I mean, I was like a very patient hitter, but boy, I tell you what, the first time you're facing Clemens, you almost forgot how to hit. You're just, I don't know what I was doing. I'm swinging as hard as I can every time. And it just takes a few at bats to really relax and settle down.
Yeah.
Good count here for Cabbage, 3-1. And Cabbage, center field, he crushed it, there it is! His first big league home run, dead center, no doubter, and his 5-2 Halos.
Wow, now you talk about some power. Said that, center, left center. We saw it in spring training a lot. I was like, wow, this kid's got some serious pop. That going 448. That's covered. That's covered with some Cabbage.
Again, I love it when I see guys take fastballs to center field. I mean, it just tells you everything about their approach. What a great mindset he's got up there, not trying to overdo it.
I had a feeling this man was going to be wearing that caboodle very soon.
By the way, he's on our brand new edition of Angels Weekly, by the way.
Oh,
interview.
Perfect.
It has to be part of it. This is all part of that flow.
You're just a promoting machine. So 2 homers for the Pirates in the top half of the 4th. Those were back-to-back, but these are some big ones here.
Oh, you love to see the 5 spot after you give up 2. Big crooked number up there.
Yeah, especially.
You could say the Angels put a charge into these baseballs.
With Quentin?
Yeah.
Is that the tie-in with Quentin? And very nice. They got you. Quentin Johnston started it all. Tim Salmon here in the booth. Good vibes happening. Renifo takes downstairs, 2-1. What a moment. First home run. Come on, Fish. You know how good that must feel for this man. He's settling in.
It's a great feeling. My first one was Yankee Stadium. I remember that one.
And what, to me, I saw Cabbage when he knew it, obviously, right, guys, right away, and he just stared it down.
Oh, you have to when you hit a ball that far? I mean, really. I don't even think pitchers get upset. When you see a guy hit a ball 448 feet, you're good.
Hey, by the way,
the batter's eye, by the way.
Yeah. Hey, just you know, we're talking about Neto and his high leg kick. Cabbage takes no stride. So when you're breaking down his swing, watch what he does. There's a no stride, and he gets his hands loaded.
Well, caught looking is Renifo, but 2 home runs, 2 big ones. A 3-run shot from Moose, and Trey Cabbage with his first. Tim Salmon, good job, man. Great luck. Great being with you.
All right.
Way to go, Fish.
All right. See you guys next time.
Hey. 5-2 Halos as we head to the...
Why pay over $100 a month for cable when it's half the cost for Fubo TV? Get all the channels you want on the only live TV streaming service rated #1 in customer satisfaction by J.D. Power. Try free at FuboTV.com.
We love going to games, but good seats get pricey. So we use Game Time. Game Time checks ticket prices in real time and finds you all the best last-minute deals. We got our seats 20 minutes ago for 60% off. Last-minute tickets at the best price in seconds. Download Game Time now.
If we weren't proud of the craftsmanship and level of detail that go into every pair of Warby Parker glasses, well, we probably wouldn't show you how they're made, including this part, which is our favorite. Wow. And this is also great. Each pair comes standard with lenses that are scratch-resistant, anti-reflective, and UV protective. Try 5 pairs for free at warbyparker.com.
Let's talk about ED. As you get a little older, things tend to work a little differently.
I felt shame, embarrassment, guilt.
Like something had been knocked out from underneath me. What HIMS does is says, hey, look, don't worry about it. We got this part covered. 100% online.
The whole process was very discreet.
It made me feel like I'm a rock star.
This product has changed my life.
When it kicked in, I said, yeah, I'm back. I remember this feeling.
Get started today at 4hims.com.
Knoxville, Tennessee makes some noise, hit his first career home run, and it was a no-doubter. Straight away center field, nearly 450 feet. Ohtani hits Nick Gonzalez with the first pitch here in the top of the 5th inning. So, interesting note on Ohtani. He's been given 5 runs of support. He's 17-0 in his career with 5 runs of support. The Angels are 18-1 overall. But hits the number 9 batter for the Pirates. Don't want to give them any life.
He's trying to battle his way through here for Shohei. Again, he's got quite a few ground ball double plays this season. 12 for Ohtani.
Jack Sawinski with 1 on, nobody out. 5-2 Angels. Sweeper in there. 5-run, bottom of the 4th. Angels have been without a hit until the start of that bottom half and exploded. And Mickey Moniak has been outstanding.
Yes, he has. I'll tell you what, he's really made a difference in this lineup. I mean, getting that opportunity to play, crushing the baseball. Talked about a lot of big moment hits for him too. That's a big moment right there, getting right back in the game after they had back-to-back home runs to take a 2-0 lead.
Oh, that one is crushed. That one's a no-doubter. You had to be careful of Sawinski. That's his 20th home run, a 2-run shot, and the Pirates are right back in this game. It's 5-4.
3 home runs allowed in this game for Shohei. Mentioned him and his power to early in the game here. When he gets a pitch, he can drive. That's 20 now.
Yeah.
I mean, he could jump on a baseball a long way.
I mean, that's going out at any time of day, but the ball is flying right now.
Now he's able to bring his hands in on that pitch too. That's on the inner half of the plate.
They are sweet unis for the Pirates, so give them that. It's only the 5th time that Pittsburgh has been here in Anaheim. And overall, this interleague matchup is all square, 9 apiece in history. Now Reynolds count as 1-1 as Ohtani hits triple digits on that 4-seam fastball.
Shohei's given up a couple home runs on his cutter. Remember, he had trouble with his cutter in San Diego that time. Especially Cronenworth hit his cutter each at bat.
Cronenworth was on it. 3 straight starts that Shohei has given up some runs. In the last 2 games. Before this one, he allowed 10 runs. So now it would be 14 runs in his last 3 starts. But he has the lead. Top of the 5th, 5-4. One thing, Gooby, that has been awesome to see is the starting pitching depth in that Yankee series with Canning and Sandoval and Silseth, who was on Angels Live pregame show
I mean, they have been on a tremendous run, and this is the guy you want in there today to continue that. He's the one that everyone's kind of looking at to be the leader.
2-2, foul back. I mean, Canning with 12 strikeouts, career high. Sandoval was fantastic getting into the 8th, and Silseth, that was the best start of his young career.
Well, just going back to that last game against the Astros too for Shohei. He's up a couple runs in the 4th, a couple runs in the 5th.
That's hit pretty well, but drifting foul and into the seats. So Reynolds will come back. Count remains 2-2. Anything you're seeing that, you know, from Shohei giving up these just location?
I think part of it is too a couple, you know, we mentioned a couple of the cutters and the sweeper hit out. And no matter how good you are, there's times where you start losing a little bit of confidence. I think you're seeing a little bit of confidence going away for Shohei on the mound, which is, you don't see that too often from him.
No, you don't. There's a swing and a
pitch
miss
right there to get him right back.
That's it, the sweeper. And his 6th K of the night.
And going back to his cutter today for Shohei Ohtani, you know, just that one game he had 3 strikeouts with his cutter. Coming into that game, he only had 2 his whole career. There's a strikeout on a cutter, a good one. And then now against Ji-Man Choi, a cutter upstairs, and then the same thing. Zawinski gets a cutter middle part of the plate. Now cutters is basically a flat fastball but not the same velo, so it goes right to the barrel of the bat, and that's when you end up in some troubles. Ideally a cutter, the Rivera type cutter, you want that cutter in off the plate to a left-handed batter. When it gets the zone, it's going to be hit pretty hard.
Careful with Carlos Santana. It's one thing he knows how to do is hit homers. Now it's 1-1. That was always the question about fatigue, because what he's doing nobody has ever done in history. And just the previous half inning, he's going first to home and in 28 feet per second, and then he, you know, slight little rest and he's back out there pitching. We've never seen anybody attempt this in the history of the game.
But the one thing about Shohei is, though, you always have utmost respect that he doesn't go away from a pitch even though a hitter may have a good swing against it. I mean, he's going to go right back. He's still going to throw his sweeper. He's still going to throw his cutter. He's going to be in attack mode no matter what.
.70 pitches so far for Shohei. Swing and a miss, and he got him. There's some emotion. And that's 7 Ks for Ohtani.
The time he goes 98 with a fastball upstairs. And a lot behind it. But that riding fastball above the letters.
This man wants to win. He wants to get the Angels in that postseason. He wants to be a part of it. Wow, coming way out is Ji-Man Choi. Takes a strike. In the world is he doing?
I think part of that, he's just tracking that pitch. There's no way he was trying to bunt there.
No, I know.
I think he's just tracking to see the spin on it.
Got a good look. And ripped and foul.
Came right back with it again.
0-2. Choi, who got the scoring started for the Bucks with that solo shot in the 4th. It's 5th, the former Angel.
For me right here for Shohei, a 4-seam fastball away is a perfect pitch. Now if he hits that hard the other way, more power to him, but he's in pull mode right now.
A little ground ball, and Moustakas cuts in front of Neto, throws out Choi. But the Bucks get a little closer. It's 5-4.
It's all about putting in the work. I prepare the same way for the long haul. Tono gives you all those stats to be able to say, how can I continue to get better? And it starts to challenge you, like, okay, you've done this, but now let's challenge you. Let's do this now. It's all about just training your mind, training your body, training your spirit to be as great as you can. Tono, be your strongest.
Grand Canyon University, an affordable private Christian university ranked top 20 campus in the country, offers over 310 dynamic academic programs informed by industry and student learning outcomes. In addition to federal grants and aid, traditional campus students received nearly $180 million in scholarships in 2022, with many attending for less than the cost of a state university and less debt after graduation. Scholarships are still available. Find your purpose at gcu.edu/myoffer.
Welcome to the Aura Sleep Lab. You need a bit more deep sleep. Getting enough high-quality sleep increases immunity. Why? Because sleep helps fend off sickness. A good night's sleep boosts your number of infection-fighting antibodies and cells. And with your Aura Ring, you can learn how to sleep deep and keep your immunity up. It's like having a sleep lab on your finger. Go to sleepwithauraring.com.
This is brought to you by Hyundai. It's your journey. Own every mile in a brand new Hyundai. By the OC Healthcare Agency. Build your healthiest self at angels.ocnavigator.org. And by your local Southern California Cadillac dealers. And a super sky point to Tony Bennett.
What a legend he was.
100%. Oh. What a voice. Those pictures were from Game 3 of the 2002 World Series. He definitely left his mark on all of us, the great Tony Bennett. We're in the bottom of the fifth. It's 5-4. And new pitcher is Jose Hernandez for the Pirates. Johan Oviedo's evening is finished. And the rookie in his 27th game from the Dominican Republic, the lefty.
And to get that scoring right back on track again. Remember that last time out for Shohei in the fourth inning against the Astros, hit a batter, and that kind of started the runs being scored against him, hit the batter there to start that inning.
2-0 to Zach Neto, fouled away. You scoreboard watching it all tonight, Gooby? Any help coming the Halos way?
Patio, I was scoreboard watching the first game of the year. Anybody that says they aren't scoreboard watching, I'm seeing Texas is losing. That's a good sign.
All right.
And there's a rain delay going up in Boston. You want to see them be able to lose back some games there, especially they had a tough time in Oakland.
Yeah, I guess you'd be pulling for the A's against the Astros for sure.
The Astros are up in that one. They have not beaten the Astros in a long time, Oakland.
3-1 to Neto. Zach Neto wants to join the party. Did he? Did he? He's invited to the party. Neto goes yard, and it's 6-4 Halos.
That baseball is going 436 feet for the leadoff hitter, Zach Neto. That's Magneto going a long way.
Come on, Howard. Let's go. And he knew it just like Cabbage knew it. Nice little high five for Shohei Ohtani. Give that man the kabuto.
Just like we said, just that response back by the offense. Wow, that's responding. He is a difference maker for this team.
Neto-san, kakoi desu. Ohtani takes a strike.
Wait, that was another fastball. 94, not quite 95 for Neto, but 94. Going just under 105 miles per hour exit velocity.
It's rounded up to 95 for our graphics team. Oh, listen to this. Would have been a good pitch to take out with the MVP chant serenading number 17. A little extra insurance run from Neto for tonight's starting pitcher. Chases, gets away. Ohtani's got speed. Does he beat it? He does. He's safe at first on the strikeout, as Rodriguez couldn't get it to in time.
Strikeout, wild pitch on that.
That's your starting pitcher flying down the line.
Big thing is, too, when you're frustrated like that, too, you don't just stay at home plate. He's running down there trying to get on base any way possible.
any way possible to help his team win.
I'll tell you what, the baseball is flying out of the stadium after the All-Star break. Wow.
There's Mickey Moniak, who now has a 12-game hitting streak with that double and RBI in the fourth. And oh, by the way, during the 12-game hitting streak, he's hitting .396.
I used to always think of this ballpark as kind of a pitcher's friendly ballpark, but I'm not so sure anymore.
You're happy where you are right now?
Yeah, oh yeah. I'll be backing up way too many bases and asking for more baseballs all day long.
Last game, Moniak picked up an RBI against a lefty, but these are situations for sure the Angels are going to be looking at.
I'm going back to that. That's a great swing by Zach Neto, though. How strong he is.
Yes.
Impressive.
The leadoff hitter hitting his 8th homer, and he missed so much time. 21 games. Ooh, that's in there. Strike 3. Back-to-back Ks, 2 down. And there you see Zach Neto, a gamer. He's got that swag. Barrels it.
I mean, look how he's able to bring his hands in to be able to get the barrel of bat on that baseball. It's only inner half at 94.4 miles per hour. Going over 390 sign, almost grabbed himself a sandwich on the way out.
Brings some to the booth. How does he get such launch angle?
Well, he's all about he get that high leg kick. He's getting his foot down, but it's all about the process of getting his hands through the baseball. Whether it's with 2 strikes or less than 2 strikes, he's still getting his hands through there on a consistent basis. And free and easy with his hands.
I see some of the experts. They put their board together of the top rookies in the American League. I swear I saw a list of 10 players, good ones. I didn't see Zach Neto's name. Rookies on
part of it is because of the time missed.
I know. I just think that that Zach Neto's name needs to be out there, and people need to recognize how good he is. How about Taylor Ward? This guy's pretty good, and he's eating up another homer. A 2-run shot for Taylor Ward. His 12th. Oh my.
Boy, quick hands on that one for Taylor Ward. 3rd home run of the night for the Angels. That's 6 home runs hit tonight. And the best thing about that, too, not only 2 more runs, it gives Shohei Ohtani to get a little bit of breather down in the dugout, be able to walk around there with that home run. And Zach Neto giving that kabuto. Taylor Ward.
Kabuto for Taylor Ward. Just don't mess up the lid. The guy's got that hair tight. 8-4 halos. Most consecutive games with homers. That's 19 games in a row. That is a new franchise record, and they do it in style. 4 homers tonight, surpassing the 1982 California Angels.
And the Moose got that started. The home run.
4th homer. So another look at Taylor Ward. And I'm telling you, this guy's starting to feel it right now.
And he jumps on a breaking ball, too. Usually when you think of Taylor Ward crushing pitches, his fastball, that's a breaking ball he drove out. By the way, I'm liking those sweatshirts, those hoodies down there, too. Throwback hoodies.
I'm going to talk to a guy.
About a guy?
Yeah, and I'm going to make sure that that guy gets you one of those hoodies. His name is Guy, as a matter of fact.
Yes. Oh, I love this response.
Yeah.
Right back. Pittsburgh gets back in the game with a 2-run home run. Right like that, 3 more runs scored for the Halos. This team means business.
Stockis on the 2-2. Fouls it away.
Going back to Tony Bennett's key to the game here. The best is yet to come. This offense has been really rocking and rolling. Averaging over 7 runs per game here in the 2nd half.
Yeah, and that's a perfect key because I'm all about it, partner, because the best is yet to come, not just tonight, but going forward. It's critical time in the season. So much speculation as Moustakas strikes out.
And we got to right now.
Yeah,
you gotta go back to our Hyundai key for the game today for the Halos and what they've been able to do. The best is yet to come. After Pittsburgh gets close in the game, no, Zach Neto goes, no. Let me get 1, and then Taylor Ward gets 2 more. The best is yet to come. They've been crushing the baseball with that power. Trey Cabbage, yard himself.
Cabbage.
That's 4 home runs in the game for the
that's
Angels.
right, 4. Cabbage has some great lettuce, does he not? You know it. You know, look at that. Yes. On Cabbage. Knoxville, Tennessee. He's a perfect gentleman, and it's great to see him contributing. He's got some pop or what? Matt Dice, last time up, robbed of a hit in left field by Brian Reynolds. Hit it well. He's catching Ohtani for the first time ever tonight. Kind of built like Brian Downing, who wore that uniform back in 1982. On that team that set that record of 18 consecutive homers, you got Reggie, right? Freddie Lynn, Downing, Baylor, DeCense. Team lost to the Brewers in '82, but they won the division. That was a heck of a team. Mike Witt was on that team.
They had some players. That was a dangerous, dangerous lineup.
Pitching coach and good friend Bruce Keeson is on that team. 3-1 now to Theis. Well, the rookie left-hander Hernandez getting touched up here, bottom of the fifth. And that's ball 4 to Matt Theis. And as he strolls to first, we'll give you a quick word from Jack in the Box.
Yo, Jack, that a baked brownie in my munchie meal?
You know it, Snoop.
Say less.
What people, Gooby, need to understand is that this is a heck of a lineup this Angels team had. And when Mike Trout gets back, and who knows, maybe a little buy action at the deadline as a pitching change. I just think people might not realize what the Halos have working here at the big end. We'll be right back.
Since 1939, the National Baseball Hall of Fame has honored those who made a lasting impact on the game. This year, the illustrious careers of Scott Rowland and Fred McGriff are celebrated as they take their place among baseball's immortals and are enshrined with baseball's highest honor, the 2023 Hall of Fame induction ceremony. Live coverage begins Sunday at noon Eastern on MLB Network.
MLB Tonight has all the bases covered, with live look-ins, highlights, and breakdowns.
MLB Tonight takes you live inside the park.
Every night on MLB Network.
It's a nice steady rhythm to the games now with the pitch timer. Can't look away.
And the pitch. And a ground ball toward the home base hit. They're going to wave him in. He is safe. A walk-off wild one. Oh, wow.
Is brought to you by Nissan. At Nissan, we make cars that thrill. Experience the thrill for yourself today. Shop NissanUSA.com. By Jack in the Box, introducing Snoop's Munchie Meal. It's available for limited time only at Jack in the Box. And by Spectrum One, internet, advanced Wi-Fi, and mobile for just $49.99 a month. Visit Spectrum.com. Oh, the Halos having a homer party. Everybody's invited to the party. You at home, hopefully you're enjoying this party as well. It's Taylor Ward. And drinks on the house down at that, 2177 bar down in Orlando, Florida. A new pitcher is Dowry Moretta. As the Bucks make a pitching change, a team that has struggled. It's important. Keep that foot on the gas. It's a tough month of July for Pittsburgh. It's 8-4 here, bottom of the fifth. It's Hunter Renfroe at the dish, and it's 2-0. There's 2 outs. Actually, there's been 3 strikeouts in this inning, but Shohei beat out that strikeout with nobody out. So remember that.
Well, Red, there was a lot of off-speed pitches between changeup, slider, curve.
Renfroe wants in on this. We got 15 long balls on the season. Kind of wakes up out of bed with 20. Breaking ball, 2-2.
Steady diet of sliders so far.
And a strikeout. Some nice pitching there to get Renfroe, but Angels with 2 more home runs there in the 5th. They've got 4 in the game. Neto with a big blast, his 8th, and then Taylor Ward. Gordo goes Yardo.
See it.
He struck him out. It's out of here.
Feel it.
I can't wait for this game to start.
He took a home run away.
Live it.
That is as good as it gets.
The big plays.
The beauty of sports is when the hero comes through.
Yeah, the tense moments.
We have an update we must show you.
With live look-ins, highlights, and breakdowns.
That might be what it takes to win.
MLB Tonight on MLB Network.
Hi, I'm JP Crawford, shortstop with the Seattle Mariners.
JP Crawford flexes his muscles.
I love my experience competing in the pitch, hit, and run when I was a kid. It helped me believe in my skills as a player.
The 1-2 on the way to JP. And the Mariners win it!
Go show yourself what you're made of and make your way to the national finals at the World Series. Sign up for a free competition near you at pitchhitandrun.com.
Baseball is big on milestones, and so is MLB Network.
750 shows.
Can you believe that?
And they said it wouldn't last.
Celebrate Dero, Roflo, and Lauren on a special MLB Central, Wednesday at 9 a.m. Eastern on MLB Network. This is Chris Bryant. This is Christopher Russo. And this is the High Heat Hot Seat. Chris Bryant plays hard so he doesn't end up here. High Heat with Christopher Russo, helping players play harder on MLB Network.
Angels face the Mariners at 6:30. First 25,000 fans will receive a Trout duffel bag courtesy of SoCal Gas. Visit angels.com/promotions for more detail. First pitch, and this ball is just jumping out of the yard. I mean, Henry Davis with his 2nd home run, and the 4th against Shohei Ohtani in the game.
3 for 3 with 2 home runs and a no-doubter the other way, and that was off a 4-seam fastball. Would not be surprised if Phil Nevin gets that bullpen going right now.
4 homers against Ohtani. He's hit a batter as well. Throw a walk in there.
And he just got a lot of that weight on the back leg, and he drives that right center.
Strong man, 3rd home run. That Sword's getting a workout, and the Bucks.
Hey, when you're a hitter, you're facing, especially a young team like the Pirates, you're facing someone like Shohei Ohtani. You think, okay, they might be intimidating. No, they're thinking this is an opportunity to do something special against one of the greats in the game, and it's a tough one for Shohei here tonight.
There's another strike to Triolo. Another rookie with a bright future. And extended his hitting streak to 13 games. Obviously a career high. It's just his 18th games.
Remember, he lined a fastball the other way last at bat.
Short swing. A little shorten up here 0-2, but he strikes out.
Now that was a solid cutter from Shohei. On top of the baseball there. Didn't get around the baseball where it was flatter, stayed on top. That was almost a true slider. He missed that by quite a bit.
Yeah, it sure looks like a slider. They could call that a cutter all day. I mean, you got the baseball in your hand. That's a slider.
Yeah, felt like it was. That was a good tight break to it.
It really was. That's not the sweeper, though. That's the slider. He's got 2. And here is the shortstop for the Pirates, Tucupita Marcana. There's Wise trying to maybe get some action up in that bullpen. I mean, So this is a two-way player here. He's into the 6, trying to get some length. If he could get 6 out of Shohei, that would be outstanding. He's get 2 outs. Cabbage is going to take care of Marcana himself. 2 down. The bullpen rested, right? And that certainly from the Yankee series, you got the length out of your starters in an off day yesterday, as Aaron Loup has been pitching very well, is up right now.
I don't mind. Is this a batter now? You want to have Shohei just go out there and attack and just have some confidence going out and finishing off here strong here in the 6th.
And this is another rookie, Andy Rodriguez, a catcher, just recently called up. And
fouled that off his back foot.
Sure did. It's that sweeper. This is the competitor in Shohei. Despite giving up the 4 long balls and the 5 runs on a warm night, he wants to compete.
Through a splitter.
It sailed out of the strike zone. Counts 1-1. Rodriguez is 0 for 2. And count's going to be 1-2 on the foul ball. And a chance to put away Rodriguez here in the 6th and get 6 full innings for his team.
This is going to be his best pitch of the night right here, Patrick. This is the time where he knows, more than likely last batter potentially. He's going to have his best pitch right here.
It's that 4-seamer. 1-2. That's the best pitch. I agree. I concur 100%. Sugoi. Shohei Ohtani, 6 innings in the books. Yeah, 5 earned runs, 4 home runs, but he has given his team a chance to win, and he'll stay in the game as a hitter.
Enrique Quique Hernández. Hey, what's up, bro?
Hey, papá.
Dímelo, mi hermano. Mira, te prometí que íbamos a cocinar. Como tú eres de Boston, yo soy de la de Nueva York, vamos a hacer una competencia.
Yo soy bastante competitivo. No hay nada como la comida latina.
Nada.
Don't take presentation to evaluation, okay? Just flavor. Una cosa que es bien importante para mí es siempre disfrutar ese juego.
Salud, mi hermano. A la vida más fina.
Baseball is big on milestones, and so is MLB Network.
750 shows.
Can you believe that?
And they said it wouldn't last.
Celebrate D-Row, Roflo, and Lauren on a special MLB Central, Wednesday at 9 a.m. Eastern on MLB Network.
Talking things over with Moose, Ipe, and all smiles despite the 5 earned runs. Right up the middle by Cabbage. And the play is made by Marcana. 1 down. He's got the puffy shirt.
Yeah, it's all about the puffy shirt. It's a throwback.
I'm rarely here. Is this the throwback puffy shirt?
Yeah, it's a throwback puffy shirt.
Yeah,
for Jerry Seinfeld. You know, I don't want to be a Pittsburgh Pirate. I don't know if I want to be a Pittsburgh Pirate here. I mean, they hit too many home runs off of Shohei today, so.
It's so slimming on you.
Yeah, it is a great look for me, don't you think?
Out of nowhere. Where did you get this? Is this something that
is somebody usually just wear on a Friday night? It's my Friday night apparel.
That is a perfect. I'm real speechless here with he's got the puffy shirt. Never seen it in person. Oh, stunned. Well done, sir. You don't want to be a Pirate, do you?
I don't want to be a Pittsburgh Pirate. Not when they hit that many home runs.
You'll never get that off, I don't think. You need help. Renifo counts 0-1. No, 0-2. Luis is 0 for 2. Thought maybe as we see Escobar in this game. Eduardo Escobar sitting at 4-10 against the Pittsburgh Pirates. I can't look at you. Which is like a record. Nobody has better numbers, but I'm sure we'll probably see him tomorrow. And Renifo got the call. Pirate friend here will be back with Wayne for the rest of the weekend. You got Detmers against Beto, and then Anderson against Keller. And that's strike 3.
Then you go back to Zach Neto's home run in the 5th inning. What he did at the plate on the adjustment as far as bringing his hands in. This is going to be a fastball. He's got that high leg kick like we showed on our play sense earlier. Fastball 94.4 miles an hour. Brings the hands in and gets the barrel of the bat on it and creates that launch angle to lift that out. All about that time, that leg kick and foot down.
Well, we knew he had a lot of swagger and confidence, but with each and every game, plate appearance, day that goes by in the big leagues, it's just going to grow leaps and bounds for this young man. He's just got it. He really does. He has that it factor. And he plays great defense. The fielding percentage coming in, .983. Had that rare error, but play could have been made at first. He's the quarterback out there. Aaron Luke is back up, and he will come in most likely for Shohei, who's been given some run support. 8 runs. Shohei, the only thing he hasn't been involved in is one of these homers. If he gets a hold of it, might leave the stadium.
Amazing how the difference when that we just showed that high leg kick for the home run was compared with 2 strikes, how different it is for Neto. Still has good power. He can drive the ball very well to right center, especially with 2 strikes.
Well, Neto strikes out awkwardly, and that'll do it for the 6th inning. And it's 8-5 Halos.
Imagine an entire channel dedicated to taking you to the most exciting moments in baseball as they happen.
And it's gone!
With live look-ins to clutch at bats.
A walk-off slam!
And players on the edge of making history.
This could be it! 62!
It's the best seat in the house at every ballpark. All commercial-free.
Can you believe it?
MLB Network Strike Zone. Wednesdays and Fridays, all season long.
Listen to live blackout-free audio from every major league club.
And Aaron Judge with some thump.
Stream video of minor league games.
That's a go-ahead grand slam!
And watch the best baseball highlights and look-ins on MLB Big Inning. The all-new At Bat is your all-in-one live baseball subscription for only $3.99 per month.
There she goes! Home run, Pete Alonso!
Subscribe to At Bat within the MLB app today.
Think baseball.
There's something that's been missing in the debate.
Think analysis.
He really looked like the perfect thing to add to this club last night.
Think advanced metrics.
The new rules are having an impact, and I'll bottom line it.
Think MLB Now, the show for the thinking fan, only on MLB Network.
Is brought to you by Pacifico, a rich golden lager brewed for those who follow their own path. Pacifico, live life, anchors up. By your local Kia dealers. Visit kia.com to discover movement that inspires. By Shakey's, the original Shakey's Pizza Parlor, serving food, families, and fun since 1954. And by Spectrum One, internet, advanced Wi-Fi, and mobile for just $49.99 a month. Visit spectrum.com. Alongside Mark Gubas, Patrick O'Neill, Colin Bay. Certainly glad I'm Phil Nevin's not listening to me. Shohei Ohtani is back out there. He's gone six hits, 5 earned runs, just a walk. He has 9 Ks, and he's allowed 4 homers tonight, most ever. He must have said something down there, Gooby. You have Aaron Loop already heated up, ready to go.
My thought process is here to let him face the right-handed batter and then loop in very next batter, Sawinski.
Gotcha. That's managing 101, partner. Some changes defensively for the Halos. We'll fill you in just a moment. Now might be a good time as that one's fouled away. As you see, Ender Velasquez is now in at second base. Luis Rengifo moves from second to third. And there he is. Thanks for following along, fellas. Appreciate it. And Mike Moustakas, Moose, is now from third. He is over at first base. Well, he's still got the velo. And perhaps pitch calm, maybe bounced off of Matt Dice. Once again, first time this battery has been seen for the Halos. Ohtani and Theis. One just lifted to left field by Nick Gonzalez. Plenty playable for Taylor Ward. And there comes Phil Nevin, partner, just like you suspected. Got Gonzalez and Jack Sawinski, who had hit a 2-run homer off of Ohtani last time up.
An opportunity for the fans to appreciate what they've seen from Shohei Ohtani here in the battle here tonight.
Another great call. Let's hear it.
MLB Tonight, the ultimate late-night baseball party. Oh, man. With live look-ins to the night's biggest moments.
How hot was that?
That's money.
What?
The best interviews.
I've never asked a player, do you need a blanket? It is kind of cold out there.
And cutting-edge analysis from TV's best former players fresh off the field.
Get your hands up.
There's nothing quite like MLB Tonight.
This is going to be a big deal tonight.
This one takes the cake. That is awesome.
MLB Tonight, late nights on MLB Network. Keep up with every team on MLB Network wherever you go. Just download the MLB app, click MLB Network, and sign in with your TV provider info. Then watch MLB Network all day, every day, your way.
Alan Porter's really checking Shohei, and Shohei's like, you keep the glove. He got a big laugh. That just shows me that this guy's got the sense of humor, and he gets it. Great standing O. The fans here at the Big A for Shohei, well deserved. He goes 6 1/3 and gives way for Aaron Loop. These are the numbers on the season. You take out that Dodger game in July where he allowed 4 earned runs. I count only 1 earned run in 13 other games. In fact, just 2 earnies outside that 1 Dodger game in June and July.
Yeah, he's been much better with his arm angle, too. His fastball, that crossfire delivery on his fastball, but also able to throw his changeup at right-handed batters, be able to get that outside part of the plate effectively.
And Connor Joe is going to be the pinch hitter. So Derek Shelton takes out Sawinski. Little chess match. Connor Joe off the bench. First pitch popped up. It's going to stay playable. Moustakas is there. It is. He's got it. 2 down.
Take that quick out.
Take that all day long, and that's the long walk back to the bench for Connor Joe. So that was at foul territory for sure. But how about Bryce Harper earlier today playing first base for the first time ever in his career? Let's take a look at this. You're like, don't do it, don't do it.
I mean, it's incredible what he does, the energy he brings to that club, how much he's meant to that team when he came back as quick as he did from having that Tommy John surgery on his throwing arm.
Just wants to be on the field at all costs. He'll play first base for the first time ever. Look out for the Phillies. They might be all in at the deadline. Brian Reynolds 0 for 3. I really think that Aaron Loup can be I don't want to hype him up, put the whammy on him here, but to be a really good weapon for the Angels here.
That's a good spot
that
right
is a
there.
Great spot. Phil Nevin recently said he was in the outing recently. He said that was the best he's thrown the ball. I've never seen him throw the ball.
And I think it's come down to that arm out, free and easy in his delivery.
Back in the count, 3-1.
Also, you're seeing him in there 91, 92, 93 with his fastball.
The bullpen was not great during that tough stretch leading into the All-Star break. And that's going to get down for a hit for Reynolds, his first knock of the game. Got a pitch to handle there, 3-1.
Yeah, you got to go after him there with a fastball, and he was able to get his arms out and extend and line that one to left field.
These are two teams that have not exactly wowed anybody in interleague play. Pirates 12-20, and the Angels 11-17 on the season. Carlos Santana, and he takes a strike. And Soriano is up for the Halos. Powerful arm, saw him Wednesday in a tight spot, got out of it, but it was tricky. A flare by Santana. And it's 0-2.
Able to throw that cutter in there, just jam him just enough. So now he's got a chance to get a swing out of the zone for a guy that's pretty patient. A lot of times you almost have to get him out with a pitch in the zone. That means you're probably going to have to go either change up or that sinker down and away on the outside corner.
Top 7, 8-5, 2 outs, and the 0-2 from Loup. Reaches for it, and it's a fair ball. Rengifo's got a strong arm, and he got him. Just a rifle from the hot corner. That's big-time play for Rengifo. Loup gets out of it, stretch time.
Think baseball.
There's something that's been missing in the debate.
Think analysis.
He really looked like the perfect thing to add to this club last night.
Think advanced metrics.
The new rules are having an impact, and I'll bottom line it.
Think MLB Now, the show for the thinking fan, only on MLB Network. This is Chris Bryant. This is Christopher Russo. And this is the High Heat Hot Seat. Chris Bryant plays hard so he doesn't end up here. High Heat with Christopher Russo, helping players play harder on MLB Network. Since 1939, the National Baseball Hall of Fame has honored those who made a lasting impact on the game. This year, the illustrious careers of Scott Rowland and Fred McGriff are celebrated as they take their place among baseball's immortals and are enshrined with baseball's highest honor, the 2023 Hall of Fame induction ceremony. Live coverage begins Sunday at noon Eastern on MLB Network.
It's like that. Got it, but stays fair.
Everybody feel it, come around with the rhythm, it's a sound. Everybody get down when we give it to you. It's like that.
Plays presented by Arco. It's the long ball. And the ball's jumping out of the arm without a doubt. We're going to focus on the halos and 4 big ones. I love Cabbage, how deep that was, his first career home run. Neto is the leadoff hitter with some serious pop. Didn't want to leave off the stock. It's got the party started. And then
having the balance in this lineup. 4 home runs, 4 different batters of homers. Now 19 straight games for home runs for the Halos.
And they're third in baseball in homers right now. They're on an absolute tear. That's pretty impressive. And a guy that leads everybody in the entire game. The starting pitcher went 6 1/3. He's at the plate right now. And a new pitcher, Angel Perdomo, is on for the Bucks. He finally got a pitch to hit. New left fielder is Connor Joe. Pinch hit. There's Zawinski. And Reynolds moves over to center field from left. It's a good pitch, but the ball was dropped and maybe prevented that from being called a strike. It was right there. Got a good count. Got to catch the ball, apparently.
Ooh, that one's a little bit off the plate, though.
That's you know what that is. That's the makeup.
Makeup.
Yeah. Fair game.
Jim Wolfman has been really good behind the plate today.
He's a great umpire. Big fan of his. 2-2. Full count.
Every time I see him, I joke around. I said,
loosen up.
He throws the baseball back to the pitcher harder than most pitchers throw the home plate. Brother Randy, pretty good pitcher himself, lefty.
God, the guns on Jim Wolf, my goodness. It's gun party, and I was not invited. Well, time is called. Time is
pitch violation.
Ah, there you go. Ball 4. Took too long. I much would have preferred to see him get a chance to swing the bat. As would everybody here. 40,000, I think, would agree.
Got to be into that pitching motion, see to 0 before that leg is up. You throw the baseball to motion. It's 3 times again for Shohei with a walk.
Time now for our Mr. Clean Magic Stats. Expected slugging percentage on fastballs. Minimum 50 plate appearances. Expected slugging based on exit velo and launch angle. 703 slug for Mickey Moniak. Another look at the list, and that expecting slug is very impressive.
Yeah, that's some big-time names with Mickey Moniak. And we showed it just the other day how he has an open stance right now. Allows him to get through the baseball more consistently with his hands where they're set up and get through those good hard fastballs.
Tough lefty, though, right? That's kind of why Shelton goes to the lefty to face Shohei, to face Mickey Moniak.
More of it, you know, straight up as far as his stance, and his hands were different last season, but now with the hands where they're set up, not a lot of wasted movement, able to catch up to good fastballs.
Something like that. That was the slider, but he still caught up to it.
But it's the more confidence he gets getting base hits against lefties. Yeah, that was not going to have a high exit velocity on it, but it's a base hit against a lefty.
His 3rd knock against a lefty on the season. Not a huge sample size, but giving the manager, giving the team confidence you can have in these situations.
You just got to continue to swing the bat well against lefties. More opportunities you're going to be able to go out there and swing the bat against them, even the very best of ones.
Taylor Ward has 12 homers. And he's just getting hot at the right time. Couldn't clean up. 2-run home run earlier. He's starting to see his pitches. And he sends that foul, but using the middle of the field right now. Playing solid defense.
Bottom line is for Taylor Ward, if he could be the player that we saw a lot last year, that's a huge difference maker for this team. It's starting to get there now. Some home runs, you're starting to see some good contact.
Good pitch, not called. A bit of a break, 1-1. I mean, if batting average is your thing, he's hitting .250. That's climbing. And start looking at the hard hit percentage.
On the big base runners out there too. There's add-on runs you're trying to stay away from this Pirates team today. They've been swinging the bats well. When you have that many home runs against Shohei Ohtani, you want to keep scoring runs. A couple good base runners out there with a lot of speed.
Ohtani at second, Moniak at first. 3-run Angels lead, no outs. 1-2, it's ground ball. There's one out. And 5-3 double play. Ohtani retired. It's a tough one. Moniak at second base. So that'll bring up Moustakas. A 3-run home run. You're starting to feel how he's connecting with this crowd when they're chanting Moose for him. He's back home. Whoa, inside. And Gooby, it's the leadership that Perry brought in Moustakas, a guy that's won Escobar, who's been liked everywhere he's gone. And with the injuries, yeah, but you brought in a presence. And it takes a minute for the team to develop this new identity, right? With these guys.
Yeah, but this is the energy that, you know, he will bring there to Escobar. I mean, he's been a winner. But Moustakas, though, I mean, he's got an edge to him. He expects everyone to play the way he plays every day. And that sometimes is something where everyone just kind of follows the leader.
Pretty good four-seamer with movement. Swing and a miss. And everybody's starting to pull on the same rope right now. I know it's just one game over 500, 5 back, but I'm just saying, not here often. Do not write this team off right now. This is a great chance to pick up some steam, win some games, get past this trade deadline. And Phil Nevin even said it. I want to win games, get past this deadline, so y'all stop asking me questions about Shohei and any trade.
Bottom line is just playing good baseball. That's what you have to do.
Yep. One game at a time. It's cliche, but it's the facts. So counts full. Pretty good slider.
Moustakas hits breaking balls very well, including the home run he hit tonight. So he's pretty good. It stays on sliders well.
Moniak at second. 2 outs. Bottom 7.
That was a hanging slider there.
So Matt Moore is up. Reyes up as well. Lefty righty. You can get some add-on runs here. Might not need a save situation in Estevez. And a strikeout for Perdomo. And remains 3-run lead for the Halos.
Sure, you'll teach her how to drive a car. Then use Greenlight to power her independence with crash detection with 911 dispatch, family location sharing, and emergency SOS alerts. Invest in your best investment with Greenlight.
With the Game Time app, I paid 60% less than this guy. What? And it's not just sports tickets. It's also concerts. Performances, too!
Oh, come on!
Download Game Time. Last-minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed.
At Warby Parker, we believe in vision for all. Not just in the sense that we offer lots of frame styles and sizes, because we do. Or that we have glasses, sunglasses, contacts, and eye exams. There's also that. But because we believe everyone has the right to see. So for every pair sold, a pair of glasses is distributed to someone in need. Try 5 pairs for free, or visit a nearby store.
Home game through August 20th. Visit the Gate 5 courtyard for fun activities and stay after for kids. Run the bases. For a full list of family Sundays presented by Yakult Probiotic Drink, visit angels.com/promotions. Well, the Halos didn't get a ton of help. You're looking at that scoreboard. Doesn't matter. Just want to take care of business as Matt Moore is on. And here's the current AL wildcard standings. Angels 5 back with Houston. Toronto Yankees picked up a win earlier today over KC.
Boston has been in the game. That game was suspended. It was 4-3. The Mets, though, leading them in the 4th inning.
Toronto bottom 6 is winning in Seattle 1-0. How long do you think it's going to take for Matt Moore to be the Matt Moore prior to the injury, or is he there from what you saw recently?
He's getting there too. I thought his changeup the other day was excellent for him. That's his big pitch, and also his curveball. You see that? That was nasty. He hasn't thrown his knuckle curve a lot this season. His changeup has actually been better, but you go back to last season, that was a virtually unhittable pitch for Matt Moore.
In the top of the 8th, and 8 runs for the Halos.
But that's the thing I like about with Moore. You're able to throw a slow curveball outside part of the plate, then you throw 93. He still has that starter's mentality. He has a curveball, slider, fastball, and changeup.
Ji-Man Choi takes his time. Behind in the count 0-2. He homered earlier in the game. Nice pitch called. Strike 3. Got him.
So 2 knuckle curves in that sequence. Great sign for Matt Moore. That's the upper part of the strike zone. Catches it.
Really nice frame job there by Matt Thaiss. Doesn't move it, you know, a mile, just a little bit.
Enough. It's subtle. It touches the very top of the zone.
You know, it's in there. Look out for this man. Henry Davis is on a tear. He's 3 for 3, 2 homers. Crash Davis having himself some night. 0-2. Hammer and Hank up there.
So he got him to go after 2 slow knuckle curves. Goes back to 3 in a row.
Henry Davis from a 1-1 University of Louisville. Little tapper Rengifo. Oh, make a play, why don't you? And the scoop at first by Moose. Got him.
I'll tell you, really nice play by Rengifo, but that's an outstanding scoop by Moustakas at first, especially with the runner going down the line. That bigger base helps. We haven't said that a whole lot since the beginning of the season, but that bigger base comes into play here. Is he able to scoop that?
Wow.
And still avoid a potential collision because of that bigger base. Davis able to go to that inside part of the bag, but finally getting Davis out.
Yeah, but you're right. Very dangerous and just tremendous balance at first by Moustakas to make that play. Triolo, a rookie, and a good one. 13-game hitting streak. 1 for 3, 2 strikeouts. So a couple of nice plays by Rengifo over there at third. Since moving from second, you know that baseball's going to find you. And 2.
That's that great changeup with arm action.
What's the put-away pitch right here for Matt Moore?
Well, that knuckle curve's been really good, but I think I go right back to that changeup because he's shown he can hit a fastball the other way.
Ooh, close, just foul. Let's give you a quick word from Kia. The 1-2, and it's 2-2. It's 8-5 Halos, top of the 8th inning. Pretty good homestand so far. Forget about what happened in Houston. 4-2, sweep of the Yankees. Striking them out 42 times, a record in a 3-game series. And another strikeout right there. It's coming out of the pen and getting the job done. Well done, Matt Moore.
We love going to games, but good seats get pricey. So we use Game Time. Game Time checks ticket prices in real time and finds you all the best last-minute deals. We got our seats 20 minutes ago for 60% off. Last-minute tickets at the best price in seconds. Download Game Time now.
Let's talk about ED. As you get a little older, things tend to work a little differently.
I felt shame, embarrassment, guilt.
Like something had been knocked out from underneath me. What HIMS does is says, hey, look, don't worry about it. We got this part covered. 100% online.
The whole process was very discreet.
It made me feel like I'm a rock star.
This product has changed my life.
When it kicked in, I said, yeah, I'm back. I remember this feeling.
Get started today at forhims.com.
If we weren't proud of the craftsmanship and level of detail that go into every pair of Warby Parker glasses, well, we probably wouldn't show you how they're made, including this part, which is our favorite. Wow. And this is also great. Each pair comes standard with lenses that are scratch-resistant, anti-reflective, and UV protective. Try 5 pairs for free at warbyparker.com.
Show presented by OC Navigator. Tim Salmon, Ken French, Colin Abade with the interviews. Talk about Trey Cabbage. We're in that Caputo for the very first time. His first career home run. See if Carlos Estevez comes in to pick up another save. Perhaps the Angels add on. Matt Theis leading off. 8-5 Halos looking for their 4th straight win and 5th in the last 6 games. And stay in the picture. Take the series opener against the Pittsburgh Pirates. Some interleague action here tonight in Anaheim. Great crowd on a Friday night. Perfect weather, certainly for homers, partner. My goodness.
That baseball is flying.
Brought this up earlier, Phil Nevin saying, this was a playoff game. This is your starting catcher, Matt Theis. There's tremendous confidence in him. He caught Shohei for the first time.
The thing I did like about after that 6th inning for Shohei was in that dugout before he went back out there to start the 7th to get the 1 out, and his smile on his face. And that was good to see that. Didn't really see him looking at his finger at all. There's still some things to work on, but that's a good start for Shohei.
That's a nice pitch. Yes, perfect spot. Gets Theis looking, and we'll give you a quick word from Land Rover. Well, after that strikeout to Theis and Hunter Renfroe coming up, Derek Shelton's going to make a pitching change. Still work to be done here. The Angels have an 8-5 lead, and we'll be right back after this.
MLB Tonight, the ultimate late-night baseball party. Oh, with live look-ins to the night's biggest moments.
How hot was that?
That's money.
What?
The best interviews.
I've never asked a player, do you need a blanket? It is kind of cold out there.
And cutting-edge analysis from TV's best former players fresh off the field.
Get your hands up.
There's nothing quite like MLB Tonight.
This is going to be a big deal tonight.
This one takes the cake.
That is awesome.
MLB Tonight, late nights on MLB Network. This is Mookie Betts. This is Christopher Russo. And this is the High Heat Hot Seat. Mookie Betts plays hard, so he doesn't end up here. High Heat with Christopher Russo, helping players play harder on MLB Network.
Continue to enjoy postgame Saturday Night Fireworks Show. It's driven by your helpful SoCal Honda dealers. Visit angels.com/promotions for all those details. Some fireworks have been going off here tonight with 8 combined home runs in front of an announced crowd of 40,320. New pitcher for the Pirates is Yeri De Los Santos. An opponent batting average of just 170 is the Dominican. And it's been an eventful night, to say the least. Perhaps my highlight is the puffy shirt with Gooby here, who really does not want to be a Pittsburgh Pirate. If you missed it, well, your loss. Renfroe was on that.
Yeah, De Los Santos fastball, 93-97, slider, changeup.
I'm sure that scouting report was given to Renfroe before coming out there. Maybe a little quick clip on the iPad, but otherwise what you see is what you get. These two teams haven't faced each other since 2019. And next year, Gooby, when you switch a little switcheroo, that the Angels will go to PNC Park in Pittsburgh.
That's a beautiful stadium.
Sign up for that. Who do I talk to? It's a great park. Oh, I talked to you?
Oh, of course.
2-2. Oh, inside.
Close to getting him. It might have got him.
Oh, they did.
Just hear that sound.
You don't miss a thing. Well, this is Cabbage's spot, but defensive purposes, Andrew Velasquez came into the game. Stock has moved over to first. Velasquez came into second. He's going to bat here.
The thrill for Trey Cabbage to get that first major league home run.
And you can't say it was a wall scraper.
No.
I mean, he destroyed the baseball. Oh, it's a nice bunt. Stays fair, and a play down to second base, and a good one. Heads up baseball by the catcher, Andy Rodriguez. The jump on that, get it in fair territory. The rookie fires a strike to force out Renfroe.
Well, that was a perfect throw, too. You got the force out, so there doesn't have to be a tag applied on that one. Get out of that catching position on a warm night like this and quickly make a perfect throw to be able to get Renfroe on the force out.
Big league play for the rookie in just his 9th game. Honestly, I thought the plays at first proved me wrong. Well done.
And that was strictly that was button for a hit.
Absolutely. Yeah, great speed.
Didn't get down the line as far as he wanted to.
Velasquez, like he went to second on that. Squid at first with speed. If he's thinking of stealing a bag, a little insurance run here with Renifo at the plate, and he off and running. Good jump, and he's in there. Stolen base for Andrew Velasquez. Great jump.
Really, really good as far as picking the right pitch and getting good jumps. It's down 9 stolen bases.
Caught.
Just once.
That's good percentage. And now speed, scoring position. And with the way Pittsburgh's swinging the bats with the 4 homers, add-on run wouldn't hurt. Or 2. Two and 2, fooled by the changeup. De Los Santos.
People are going to get asked for that timeout after that swing on the changeup.
Why not, right? Can't take those with you. Use it. So 2 and 2 is the count. 2 outs. Bottom of the 8th. And De Los Santos comes in and deals. And it's time for the closer. Carlos Estevez is getting ready, and he has been perfect. He's going to take this onto the field, get the job done for the Halos.
Keep up with every team on MLB Network wherever you go. Just download the MLB app, click MLB Network, and sign in with your TV provider info. Then watch MLB Network all day, every day, your way. Since 1939, the National Baseball Hall of Fame has honored those who made a lasting impact on the game. This year, the illustrious careers of Scott Rowland and Fred McGriff are celebrated as they take their place among baseball's immortals and are enshrined with baseball's highest honor, the 2023 Hall of Fame induction ceremony. Live coverage begins Sunday at noon Eastern on MLB Network.
Right now, Carlos Estevez taking the mound in relief. Some fun facts about him. This guy loves anime. He has a whole slew of figurines in the top cubby in the dugout there. He's obsessed with Dragon Ball Z, a show called One Piece. He says he and Shohei talk about it. There's Soriano, who he got into One Piece, the show. It's something that he watches on road trips. He takes his iPad. He said if he's not asleep on the plane, he is watching anime, and he's obsessed. Got into it when he was about 7 or 8 years old and got into collecting figurines around 2016 after his brother gave him one. Patrick, I know you took a trip out to Japan. Anime is huge out there. Are you obsessed with it just like Estevez?
Not quite as much as Estevez, but when Bandai Namco was just here, like the creators of the Dragon Ball Z, and of course like Pac-Man, everybody knows that, he was thrilled. Everybody had the kabutos on, the homemade kabutos, and he was like a kid in a candy store, and they give him all the gear for free too, so that's a big plus, Carlin. So thanks for sharing that. And Andrew McCutchen, the veteran, back with the Pirates, pinch hitting.
He's recently picked up his 2,000th career hit. What an outstanding player. Great career. Better person.
What a streak that Estevez has working in Angels history to start his Angels career. Consecutive save streak record. And some high heat to Kutch. Loved in Pittsburgh. You know, when you see the all-time leaders, of course, you're going to see Roberto Clemente, Honus Wagner. But McCutchen's on there, but he strikes out. That's filthy.
That was great downward action on the slider.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good night.
It's the perfect spot. After a fastball up and in, slider down and away. Textbook.
Andy Rodriguez now, 1 out. The rookie takes a strike. All that talk about Estevez struggling with his location in spring training feels like years ago.
Just that life he has on his fastball. He's throwing 97, 98, his slider. I mean, he also has a very good changeup that he hasn't used quite a bit lately, but still a very good pitch.
Keep that in the back pocket. Fastball misses. Falls behind 2-1. 2 straight out of the zone. Back to that slider. 3-1. I think he lost his footing just a bit. Checking the landing area. Collect his thoughts. Certainly do not want to lose number 8 hitter. A 3-run lead here at the top of the 9th. Swing and a miss. Rodriguez chasing out of the zone. Aggressive.
When you're dealing with somebody throwing that hard, you get some chases with your fastball because you know you have to get that barrel of the bat out there a lot quicker.
Angels trying to win their 4th in a row, 5th in the last 6 games. And it was a week ago, that first game out of the break was a sloppy ball game. Everybody said so. Loss in the opener to Houston, and then a comeback, a thriller on Saturday, and then a tough loss Sunday. But since then, the resilience that this team has shown. Hammered right field, hit well. And Renfroe's going to have to play that off the wall. He does, and it's a 1-out double for the rookie, just his 2nd career hit, but the first one that he has roped.
Overall, pretty good at bat by him there, too.
Yep.
Quick hands. 96, though, was down. Upstairs, maybe a little bit different. Renfroe played that well off the wall. We've seen him do that so well this entire season.
It's a top prospect in the organization. They just signed their number 1 overall pitcher. Paul Skeens, $9.2 million a record. Number 1 overall pick in LSU. Nick Gonzalez, the number 9 hitter, is up there. Save situation for Estevez. Agent 99, Gooby.
Yes, indeed.
We stay with that fastball here. Swing and a miss. He does just that. He got him swinging 2 down.
Missed it by that much on that 99-mile-an-hour fastball upstairs.
Touche, partner.
You asked for a patio, you got that 99.
You think you can hit this at home?
No.
Well, Connor Joe's going to try. Pirates are down to their last out. Heads up down in the Angels dugout. One. No, that's Payne. That is a perfect location on the slider. It's 0-2. Crowd's on its feet, and why not?
Well, he overthrew that slider off balance. It's good to see he's able to smile on that one because you always worry about when you throw that ball that hard, a slider. He's looking at his landing spot.
Yeah, it's twice he's been doing that. Connor Joe stands in the way, San Diego native. And 2 is popped up. Moustakas is under it. And go ahead and light it up. Angels win 8-5, 4 in a row. And for Carlos Estevez, he's a perfect 22 up, 22 down.
Yeah, that's a catch 22. 22 of 22 for Esty. Shohei Ohtani picks up his 8th W of the season. 4 home runs by the Halos today. Trey Cabbage's first major league home run. Moose home run also. Magneto home run, and Wardy Boy with a home run. So some solid offense. They continue to crush the baseball. Bullpen solid. Loop, Moore, Esty finish it off for Shohei.
4 homers. That definitely got the job done tonight, and we'll take you through it. This offense is really on a heater right now. A 3-run shot from Moustakis, and then the first for Trey Cabbage, and that went a long, long way. Neto also crushing the baseball. And then Taylor Ward, look out if he gets hot, and he has. This Angel team's going to be tough out, Gooby.
Well, that's the thing. You just want that balance in your lineup. You have the balance. You have an opportunity to win some games. You just have enough pitching, and it was good to see Shohei bounce back. There's some things he's got to work on, but still a positive outing for Shohei, staying healthy.
No doubt. Hey, partner, great working.
Way to go, Patio.
So much fun tonight to see the Angels win 4 in a row. And right now, we're going to go down to the field. Our Carlin Bays standing by with our Toyota player of the game, Trey Cabbage. Go ahead, Carlin.
Thanks so much, guys. Trey, you debuted about a week ago. Tonight, you hit your very first career Major League Baseball home run in front of your home crowd here at Angel Stadium. How did that feel personally?
Oh, it's amazing. It's a blessing just to be here and be on this team. We got a bunch of boys that can swing it, and we love to fight, and we love to win.
When you look at your career, how hard you've grinded it out to get to this point, what would young Trey think of this moment after all of these years to be able to do that out here?
Finally. Just relief and just so grateful.
How'd it feel to wear the Kabuto for the first time, too?
I kind of didn't fit, so I probably looked pretty funny going through the dugout with it sideways. So
you got to rock it how you rock it, though. Well, hey, you're not the only one with home runs tonight. How contagious can that offense be in that dugout when things like that happen?
Oh, yeah, we've got good energy in there. Once guys start swinging it, we all like to stack it up. We got a lot of guys in there that can swing it. So.
All right, we'll keep it up. Congrats on the home run. Congrats on the win.
Thank you. Go Halos.
Absolutely. Guys, back upstairs.
All right, Carlin. Go Halos,
I love it. Go Halos. I love it.
And him just saying, him being Trey Cabbage, they got a lot of guys that can stack it up.
Yeah, I mean, when you have bats like that, especially you're down 2-0, and you look up with those kind of power, especially by a swing by Moustakis, got it rolling.
All right, bring it home. All right, tomorrow, bring it on home, Gooby.
Let's go. Led Zepp, bring it on home.
Let's go, 8-5. Angels win over the Pirates. They've won 4 in a row, but we're not done. Not by a long shot. These Angels Live, presented by OC Navigator. Ken French, Tim Stanley, Carlin Bay. All the reaction on a huge win. I'm Patrick O'Neill. It's been a blast. We'll see you real soon. Go Halos.